So, one thing to remember, Odge, is you went unconscious and Niall went unconscious last session, so you guys are exhausted, so disadvantage on ability checks. I had forgotten that.
I did not. Okay. Also, as of the end of that combat, just to make sure that we stayed stealthy, Aria had just popped a pass without trace.
Okay. So you guys have finished off the whites that were assailing you. You see that there are more up ahead, but they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Are we live? We're good?
Yeah.
Cheers, bitches!
Cheers, bitches. And we are the Rampaging Idiot Pack, and we're playing fucking D&D.
I don't do that. I don't know.
Actually, Badger, you're wrong. We're playing regular D&D, not fucking D&D.
No, we're fucking D&D.
I'm sorry, but no.
Yas.
So it's playing.
Man, I need a legit desk.
You have legit desks, there's just too much shit around it.
No, I don't have a legit... I don't. Like, she's sitting on a dresser.
Lovely.
Oh, whatever, that's a legit desk.
Well...
Anything's a desk if you do it right. A desk is just raised floor.
Morgan isn't a desk, she's a boat. There's a difference.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my...
Oh, boy.
Gang, gang.
Damn it, I can't.
It's playing, guys.
That is a good question.
So we've got all those guys of the minis, the Natis, over on that side there. Like, Reb and Clint, Genier, and Remi Humple are all kind of stuck here by the now disabled runes, summoning circle. So it's kind of their like first call on that.
Okay. Well, Vander will move up, and they will kind of hide alongside the statues here.
Mm-hmm.
You see them. They kind of just move up, and Gruby kind of piles in behind them awkwardly, and Ossioleth kind of pushes him to the side behind the statue.
I would also like to stealth up there near the statue.
And then roll a religion check, Aria, and then also an Arcana check.
In that order?
Yes.
Okay.
May I look to see what kind of statues they are, or would I not recognize any?
You want to head over there?
Oh, I can't see anything like through this kind of side here on what they might be.
Oh, sure, yeah, you have dark vision, yeah, you can see it. So roll the same rolls, religion and then Arcana.
Yeah, that kind of fits. So religion, even though it's not wisdom, shit. So religion is an 11, and Arcana is a natural 1.
Okay, so
wait, sorry, it's disadvantage. It's still an 11.
Odge, what Aria sees is on the left side, there is some sort of a snake woman of sorts. She has a snake for her lower body, and then her torso is female. And she has 6 arms, 3 on each side, all wielding scimitars, and she's kind of posed in a kind of stoic position. Statue is made of kind of a very rough stone. It's almost as if it's like a natural outcropping of rock that just kind of happens to look like this. And then the other one looks to be a bird-like shape, but it's also very kind of roughly carved. And you can't really tell much about it other than that it's, you can see kind of the structure of a bird with wings and a beaked head and kind of tail feathers and that sort of thing. Reb, your Arcana check was what?
Okay, so my Arcana was a 16, and then... No, I'm sorry, what was the first one you wanted?
Religion? I think I said religion Arcana. And Arcana in that order.
Religion was 16, Arcana was 30-20.
Okay, so you see the one on the left that is the snake woman has kind of a demonic kind of feel to it in your mind. You're not quite sure why you feel like it's demonic, because there is no writing on it or anything, but it definitely has a demonic feeling to it. The other statue, maybe when you kind of walk ahead and get a better look at it, it definitely looks to be carved as if it's made of fire. And you're wondering if it's an elemental that just happens to be shaped like a bird.
No,
Like
that's
it
definitely just a
feeling
bird.
that if you said, especially on the left one, it looked as if it was just stone that happened to look like that. Do I get
Yeah.
the feeling it might be like a petrified real person?
You're unsure.
Okay.
No, it's just a bird, I promise.
So we'll say that you guys head forward. I'll just need a stealth check from everybody.
Actually, would
You
I
have
be able to...
you have a plus 20. So just roll some dice and see if anybody gets a 1.
I would
Why do we
actually
have plus
like
20?
to...
Vander
If
has
I
Pass
can.
Without a Trace active, and Aria has Pass Without a Trace active.
Do they stop?
If I could do...
In this instance, yes, because I don't see why not.
change my packed weapon to a bow, a longbow, and see if we can just kind of long range some of these guys from here.
Yeah, does that take time?
It's one action, I believe. It's no.
Yeah,
action
you're
to
right. I was
solicit
thinking of the ritual to like absorb a weapon. So yeah,
Yeah.
you summon it away and summon it back, and it's a longbow if you like.
a longbow +1 or something. Yeah, just so we don't crowd the area and I can.
Yeah, and it's whatever. Do you have a +1 weapon absorbed? Is that a thing?
No, but I've got the
The invocation.
elder thing that gives you the
Okay.
invocation that gives you the better
Yeah.
packed weapon.
Yeah, so you're good. So +1 longbow, magical. And then just everybody roll a dice and see if you get a 1. Morgan, I'll need one for Elise and Remi.
Is this a check?
It is a ability check, yeah. So you
Is
technically
it a
have
stealth
disadvantage.
check?
What am I doing?
It is a stealth check.
What am I doing?
A stealth check for Elise and Remi, but you just roll a dice and see if you roll a natural 1 because everybody has a +20.
13 and 15.
I am not moving. Would I have to do one as well?
Yes, because you did move. Well, if you wanted to stay here, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're staying there, you don't have to roll.
Okay.
9.
Where did Remi go? Oh, there she is.
I moved her up just so she's kind of in the mix. So you guys kind of peek up and you see Danton and Vander are kind of staying low to the ground and peeking kind of up the stairway at these other undead. And Gruby is kind of hiding. You see him hiding, covering his eyes behind the statue, Reb. Again, Clint can't see anything, so he's kind of just tagging along, grabbing at people's belts and things as they go by.
Is Clint the only one that doesn't have dark vision?
I believe so, yeah.
It might be
Ooh,
at this point.
Elise might be able to remedy that.
And for the moment, Aria has dark vision cast on herself.
Maybe Remi can. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure one of my characters can remedy that. Give me a second.
Can remedy
It is
that.
a second level spell, if that helps. It is not
Mm,
concentration, and it lasts for 8 hours.
I'm getting a
Second level
connection. I'm getting a connection interrupted thing. Everybody's still good?
I hear you. I see and hear everybody.
Alright.
Morgan disappears in a fire.
Oof.
What?
I cast Fireball on that condo by you, and
It succeeds. The condo failed its dex save with a nat 1. -8.
It takes double damage.
I guess
And-
the wind's picking
and
up
it
down
sure
there. They're
did.
really worried that it's going to hit the oil tanker down there.
Oof.
Oh shit, if there's an oil tanker, that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, so if I lose connection very suddenly, my power went out. Just so you guys know.
or she caught on fire.
We'll just
Or I caught on fire. Very possible.
we'll just say Remi dies. So
Yeah.
no
Okay.
pressure.
Don't worry, at least we'll live.
Okay, so I do
Again.
not have any dark vision spells. Is it possible to cast like a super dim light
So you can
so
cast
that Clint
it.
can see his feet?
You can cast it on an object and then cover the object in cloth to a certain extent. It's just the problem is there is no light whatsoever in this place. So it's going to be noticeable to a certain extent, but you could, again, cover it so that it's as if it's a candle, and it will only go about 10 feet.
Remi will have the Pseudodragon guide Clint.
Okay, so the Pseudodragon, I imagine, just kind of wraps its tail around his arm, and he's just kind of being led ahead by the Pseudodragon.
That.
It'll kind of communicate with him too through telepathy if there's any.
So you see, Oculeth looks at you, Remi, and he goes like this, and he gives you a look like, "What should we do?" And he messages you so you can respond in telepathy.
We see these guys up here.
Yeah, and they're just kind of again, they're standing up and they're armed, but they're just their heads are down and their arms are just kind of limp at their sides as if they're inactive.
Am I able to see if this is a statue or what it is?
It is also a statue, and it's even bigger than the other two.
Can I recognize anything about it? Anything I can make out?
I'm gonna say at this distance, no, not really.
Okay.
Remind me which ones are more powerful. Is it the blue ones or the white one?
The blue ones are warlocks. The white ones are whites.
Yeah. So the white undead, it's kind of more of a pale white. They're typically they have some minor magical abilities to kind of drain life from things, but they don't really have spellcasting necessarily. The blue tokens are Deathlocks, which are, warlock equivalent undead, basically.
So I'm gonna kind of try and catch the attention of one of these guys, or even Remi over here. Draw my bow, pull it back, and just kind of give a yeah, no.
Who is it?
You see Grooby looking through his hands, going.
This is Clint that's saying this?
Oh, this is Reb.
Reb is not. Here. Is Reb not in this corner over here?
Yeah, she's over there. She's trying to get your attention.
Like pulling and being doing.
Yeah, so there's no walls or ceilings, so this is just a gap, and then there's just black abyss beneath you.
Oh.
So you can see Reb. There's no walls at all. These are just kind of floating platforms.
Kind of put her finger over her mouth, do it quietly, kind of nod and do it quietly, and then she'll respond to the message with remind me, which one do we struggle with more? Is it the whites or the blues?
You didn't really struggle with either last time.
Oh.
As far as health is concerned, it was more. Again, it's more about which do you want to take first, spellcaster or fighter?
Okay, so I will I'll respond to the message. And tell him to quietly attack the spellcasters first.
So you see,
message that to everybody else too.
You see Vander. He just taps Danton on the back, and Danton kind of takes off, sneaking this direction. Would anybody like to go with him?
Aria would.
Okay, so just put yourself next to him, and then roll a stealth check. And you have a plus 20 still. So again, if you roll a natural 1, tell me. If not, don't say anything.
I got a hell of a lot more than a natural 1.
Okay. So you see Oculeth just kind of takes Danton's place and draws his longbow. So you guys can sneak wherever you like. Basically, you have a turn to move. You've used 3 squares, but you have tons.
I have.
So go ahead, and Danton will pick a position based on where you go.
Justin, am I good to hit it from here, or do you want me to move back one spot for
you would be. Oh yeah, I mean, I think that you could move over a little bit just because of the statue, but you have that's well within range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Diagrams here.
This is gonna sound weird, but could I be able to do this sort of thing? But instead of when I leave this square, instead of taking an attack of opportunity, we say that's when I punch this one white and then go over here in a fluid moment. basically along the lines of move
Oh, I
here,
see what you mean.
punch, and then move here.
Yeah, let me
Just to
read.
get into position.
Let me read mobile, just to make sure that's kosher.
Yep. Because it's when you make a strike on a creature, that creature cannot take attacks of opportunity against you.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be okay. So again, you can attack at any point throughout a move. Like you can break up your move however you like. So yeah, you can move to this square, attack, and then move one more. Sure.
All right. I will move to this square.
Okay.
I of course, I assume this is all happening basically in tandem with the rest of the surprise round, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure this isn't breaking the surprise round for everyone else.
I shoot right when Aria's like right here because I don't see her going at it. I'd like just impale her.
Lovely.
Oof. Not a natural one.
You do have advantage because you're hidden.
Oh, that's nice. I forgot about that part. Wow, that's only one better than it was. So,
Oof.
12.
12 does not hit. So as you're kind of rushing by, you strike out at one, and it just kind of hits it, and it doesn't really react.
Okay.
You were too kind of intent on moving forward, and you might have pulled your punch a little bit on accident. And then what do you do?
I will move the last square to right here.
Okay.
And hold, well, basically wait for, if possible, wait for my bonus action for when Danton gets up to here.
No, I'm going to say because you went first, just take your whole turn, and then he'll take his turn.
And then, okay, then I guess I will still bonus action strike the dude in the corner.
Okay, so you're no longer hidden, so just a straight roll.
Yeah, but that one was an 18 plus.
That hits.
Which is real disappointing. Oof, that was a 1 on the dice, or 1 on the dice roll, so 6 damage.
6 damage, and then this is non-magical, yeah?
Yep.
So you strike out at this one and kind of stab at it, and you feel like your blade doesn't pierce as far as it should. Danton steps up. As he's walking, he flicks his finger and his dancing rapier stabs the white kind of right in the neck, where he's going to attempt to. It hits. So it takes... Oh, we also had advantage on that. So it doesn't make it any better, though. So 6, 9 points of damage. And he will do sneak attack on that one.
Yeah, I tried doing sneak attack, but I missed on the one attack that I had advantage. I rolled 3 and a 4.
So yeah, the dancing rapier just kind of pierces through its neck, and it instantly kind of snaps its eyes open and is alerted. And then he rushes up and will also strike the death lock with his bonus action attack. So he has advantage because of flanking, and he hits for 6 points damage. Vander will take his shots at the white. He is hidden still technically, so he has advantage. He hits, and he hits. So he does an amount of damage. So 5, 12, halve to 6. And then 10. So he sinks 2 arrows into that one again. The second one kind of bursts into white light and slams into his chest, and sparks kind of fly. That's Vander's turn. Reb.
Alrighty. So, like I said, I would like to fire at this one, at least for my first shot.
Okay.
Is that plus 5 to hit?
So I will say, I forgot, I kind of assumed the white was going to go down. The Deathlock does have half cover where it's at, but that only puts its AC at 14. Just so you know. You're also hidden, so you have advantage.
Would I be able to scooch it and not have it have half?
No, it's mostly just because of the white here. You can't see the basically the corner of its space here is the problem.
Even if I'm all the way back?
Yeah, even if you're all the way back there.
Alright, but advantage?
But advantage, yeah. Its AC is only 14 still.
That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
That is a percentile die, not a D10.
Oof.
But okay, it's a D8 for this anyway. That's 10 damage for that.
Okay.
And then this one no longer at advantage, correct? No longer
yeah, now you're not hidden anymore.
Okay. I don't suppose a 7 hits.
It does not, unfortunately. So that one just goes high and slams into the statue.
Jink.
Remi, would you like to take a surprise round?
Yes. Remi and Elise will both do such things.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Elise is going to Mind Sliver on the white.
Okay.
That's an intelligence save.
It fails.
86 of psychic.
And then what's a range? What's a range on Mind Sliver? So we know.
60 feet.
Okay. How close are you?
That should be within 60 feet, right?
Yeah, you might have to move forward just a little bit. But you can kind of zigzag through people and get there. So that's well within 60 feet there.
It's still within 60 feet. I think it's about 55.
Oh yeah, 55.
From where
yeah.
I was.
Okay. Do you want to stay there then?
Yeah, Elise will stay towards the back.
Okay.
4 damage. And the first time it makes a saving throw before the end of my
sorry, the white or the Deathlock?
The white.
Okay. 6 points of damage, that we said.
4.
4.
And it must subtract a d4 next time it makes a saving throw before the end of my turn, or
Okay.
before my next turn.
So it starts to kind of bleed black ooze from its nose and eyes and ears, and it kind of grabs at its head. So you start muttering an incantation.
And Remi will...
Before Remi does that, could Tom shoot an arrow at the white?
Sure.
Because Tom has a bow. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, fuck me. That's an 11.
An 11 misses, so that... actually, technically, you're hidden as well. So
Guess
you
what?
have
That's
advantage.
another 4. Okay, that's much better. That's an 18 plus.
Hits.
Really? Another one on the damage check. Great. So that's 5.
Okay. So it's grabbing at its head and kind of falls to its knees, and you actually aim too low. And so it like would have hit it in like the leg or something, but it drops to its knees and you hit it right through the eye and it dies. Remi?
Remi is going to... what is Remi gonna do?
I don't know.
Okay. Quick question. Magic Missile is glowing darts. How much light would you say that a glowing dart emits?
Not as, like, it's about as much as, like, the glowing arrow of Vander, which was pretty bright.
Fuck it. I'll shoot a magic missile at him.
Okay. So roll damage.
Range, 120 feet. That just automatically hits, and it's a d4 plus 1 force damage. Ooh, I can direct them to hit one or several targets.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send him at the one that's directly straight ahead of me.
Okay.
Wait, is it 3d4? Or is it 1d4?
It's
3d4.
1d4 plus 1 for each dart.
Oh, okay. So 4 for the first one, 4 for the second one, and 5 for the third one.
What were those numbers? 5, 4,
5.
4, 4, 5. Is 13. 32. Okay, so those darts slam into it and are kind of bursting across his chest. Aria, you see they're just puncturing holes in it, going all the way through and kind of splattering across the statue behind it. But is still kind of up and tensing and kind of waking up and kind of going into a fighting position.
Gross.
Clint is kind of blocked, so he can't do much. So, everybody roll initiative. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Grooby. Grooby kind of runs and slides into the middle there and sees it and goes, "Oh God!" and also does magic missile. And we'll try to do some more damage. 5, 9, 11. So he blasts that same one with more magical darts, and it just kind of explodes across the back. Its torso kind of blown to pieces, and it dies. So there's only one left. And now roll initiative.
13 for Elise and 7 for Remi.
Found my die.
I don't know how, but so far this entire session, I have rolled nothing but 4s and 18s. Exclusively.
Impressive.
Except for the fact most of the 4s have been on attacks.
So, I believe, Tomba, you're going to end up going first. What would you like to do? Do you have a preference of who goes first, James?
Rep first.
Okay. Tomba, here you go.
Has this one been hit really any at all yet?
The other one has not been hit, no.
Okay.
Wait, Remi move? Did I move on my turn?
No. Do you want to?
Yeah, she would have. Pew, pew, right there.
Okay.
Get a little closer. Cheers, bitches.
As I walk by, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna test something real quick. Just give me a second. I'm gonna pull out the iron flask,
Rip.
pop the cork, and see if I can try and capture that guy, if he is not native to this plane.
Okay. So what kind of save is it?
I want to say it's a charisma save. Wisdom save. DC 17.
9. So he is kind of sucked into the flask and disappears.
Well then.
Holy shit, it worked. Oh
It
my
kind
God,
of
it worked.
almost knocks you off your feet, kind of hits you, and you see the cap kind of spins tight on it.
Hey, can you just release it off the edge and just make life easy for us?
I mean, I can. Or I can release it, and for the next hour, it'll be friendly to all of us, and we can hopefully use it to help kill those up ahead.
Eno, on his turn, just kind of walks forward, and you see him just kind of look at the statue, and he kind of taps it with his walking stick, and that's all he does. Danton, you see the ones over here on the right are alerted by the magic missiles, and so they start to kind of rush in your direction. So Danton takes action. He moves kind of under the statue and will hide as a bonus action. You see the shadow. He kind of disappears into the shadows thanks to Aria's help to pass without a trace. Niall kind of moves forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grooby moves at his back, and Osuleth as well. Just to there. And they hold actions. The undead go. So this Deathlock moves forward. And sees Grooby and will fire a Grave Bolt at him. Natural 20. So Grooby is hit for not a lot. 7 points of necrotic damage. He kind of is hit as he's running up the stairs, and he kind of almost falls off. And then the other Grave Bolt is going to come at Tomve for only a 9 or a 10 to hit, so he misses that. The white will rush this direction. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draws a sword and dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And gets to there.
Is it just me, or did you guys not see anything move either?
I did not see the white move.
Uh-oh. How about now?
Nope.
Nobody's moved for me.
Oof.
Are you on the wrong layer, Justin?
No, I'm getting a connection interrupted. Let me refresh and see what happens.
What's up with your Wi-Fi?
I don't know. Discord's
Sucks.
fine, so
Interesting.
I am unsure. It says critically hitting as a loading screen at the moment. Okay, so everybody has moved back to where they were.
I will fully admit, right now, I'm just experimenting.
Oh boy.
Yep.
So, has it moved now?
Yes.
Okay. It must have just been some weird glitch.
Alright,
So,
yep.
this Deathlock is going to Gravebolt Nile twice. Hits and misses.
No, not the cleric.
So Nile gets hit for 8 points of damage. So he gets hit and kind of falls to one knee with his shield up. That's his turn. Or that's the undead's turn, rather. Elise, your go.
Shit. Hold on. Elise, go. What's my movement?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I should fucking know that.
It's like one of the basic things you need to know.
Elise will move like here. I think that should be 30. Was that 30? Where was I? Right here?
That seems right.
Yeah. And she will shoot off something or other.
Lovely.
Has anybody tried necrotic against these guys?
No, I don't believe so.
Not that I know of.
Not yet, but
Okay.
I'm just kind of assuming it won't be helpful because they're kind of necrotic creatures.
It doesn't mean it, it's still magic damage. I don't know that it would. Elise is going to attempt that then. She's going to try Chill Touch on the white.
Okay.
I think that's within range.
Yeah.
I've had discharging.
Yeah, it should be.
To touch the white.
So a ghostly kind of shadowy hand reaches for it. Roll an attack roll.
Yeah, let me find that really quick. An attack roll.
Spell casting.
Oh, that's a huge range.
Yeah, it's like 120 feet in it.
That's a natural 20.
Okay, so you do double damage.
Which is a...
Should be a D8.
Come out and clap it.
Yeah, 2 hands. Clapping cheeks.
That is a total of 8 necrotic damage.
Okay. So this hand kind of reaches for it and grabs at it. It does do a little bit of damage, but not as much as you would have liked.
Remi, aren't you at
So you see its skin where yeah, it's tabbed. It's resistant.
Okay.
So the hand kind of grabs it around the neck, and you see there is kind of a black, purplish mark where the hand touched, but not quite as much damage as you're used to seeing.
you guys, Morgan, is Remi at least 5th level?
Yes.
Then that should be.
It's
40.
Elise was doing it, and Elise is
Yeah, Remi
4th.
doesn't have chill touch.
Yeah, Elise
Never
is
mind.
4th
Never
level.
mind. Ignore me.
Never mind.
Reb,
Yeah,
your
Elise
go.
is-
Okay, if I go down to about here, would I have a non-cover? I'm dead.
Sorry, you're breaking up really bad on my end. Can you say that again?
Anybody? Enemy?
I got you now.
Okay.
What?
If I moved down to about there, I have a clear shot at this.
Yeah, so this is actually above, so it's higher up at your level, and everybody else is kind of below you by a level, so you have a straight shot on that one.
Okay, no coverage, anything.
Yeah.
Alright. I would like to shoot the bow again.
Okay.
No need to screw over Pythagoras by saying it's non-Euclidean.
That will be an 8 to hit, and I change it by d20.
An 8 misses, so you shoot and it just goes low and disappears into the darkness below.
And then I'll shoot again. That is a 24 to hit.
That one hits,
I prefer that.
as does most people.
9 damage.
Okay, so it kind of takes that arrow in the arm and kind of looks off in the distance at you.
Wave up at it.
You think it can't see you, I believe, because you're outside of its dark range. So it's 120 feet dim, huh? So yeah, I could see you, but it stares off at you like it can barely kind of see you in the darkness.
That's it.
And then it's Clint's turn. So the Pseudodragon is kind of leading you ahead.
Would the Pseudodragon be able to basically point me in the correct direction?
Remi hasn't taken a turn yet. Remi hasn't taken a turn yet, so you could hold your action until that happens.
Would you allow me to do that? Just have me shoot
Yeah,
in a
it can
general
kind of give you a
area?
direction, and then you can roll at a disadvantage because you're shooting at a creatures that you can't see.
So here's a question.
Uh-huh.
My Pseudodragon can telepathically communicate with people, right?
Yes, yeah.
So can people telepathically communicate with it?
No. I believe it
So
can just
say,
speak.
Hey, Pseudodragon.
It can
I
speak
need
to
you to come help
them.
me out.
No, it can speak to them with its mind, and then because they don't have telepathy, so they can hear it, but they can't respond.
Okay.
I don't know if Pseudodragon understands Draconic. Like, you could speak to it in
It
Draconic or
does.
Common.
It does understand Draconic, at least.
I think we've played it that it has, by the way.
So I guess if it does understand... Oh, but Clint doesn't speak Draconic, huh? Never mind.
But I think it can. I'm
No.
looking. I think it can communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images with the telepathy.
Yes, that is accurate.
So it doesn't necessarily need to share language. It does understand Common and Draconic.
Oh, so Clint could say, "Hey, where are these things?" And it could. So Clint's bonus action would be to say, "Hey, give me a direction to shoot," and it would kind of direct your arm with its tail, and you could shoot.
Okay. But still disadvantage.
Yeah, still disadvantage.
Basically.
Yeah.
Ah, tits! I can't hear you guys.
Hello.
I can hear everybody.
I can hear everybody.
Hello,
I can see
Morgan.
you.
I see you.
Oh, I see her forehead, at least.
Hello.
What?
Can you hear us?
No, my thing shut out for a second. I just restarted it
Okay.
again.
It was the burning.
All right, James, roll those attacks for Clint.
Good on that? Okay.
So no bonus action attack. And then what is he using to attack?
The good one. The hell, the scatterbox.
The blunderbuss?
Pepperbox.
Pepperbox, okay. So the pistol goes off.
You mean the
echo.
really loud one?
The pistol goes off and just kind of echoes through this area.
The one that
Oh
we
wait,
were
hold on.
saying
No, I'm
was
sorry.
Loud
I've been using the
crossbow.
crossbow.
Hand
from,
crossbow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the regular crossbow.
A light crossbow.
Like crossbow, that's the one we picked up from the
But so on this, he already has disadvantage on the shot, so you might as well use the +1. Because if you just use
my third shot.
a random light crossbow, it's less. So his attack roll would be an 11 versus a 10. But it would be a D6 damage instead of a D8.
Yeah, I was going for the D8 on that. Let's go for that.
But is it a +1 to damage as well?
Oh, the hand crossbow +2 to attack rolls and damage rolls. So they're both a D8 pretty much.
Actually, so that's better. That's statistically always better than the.
D6 +6.
Yeah, so that's always gonna roll on average. I mean, is gonna be a higher statistics than the light crossbow.
Alright, cool. Let's do it that way then.
Okay.
Oh.
What?
So you point the hand crossbow just in that direction and fire. 16, you said?
Yeah.
That hits.
8 damage.
Okay. And that is non-magical, so that's halved as well.
Correct.
So you don't see it,
19
but
to hit.
that hits.
10 damage.
2, 5. Okay. So you hear 2 crossbow bolts hit in that direction.
Nat 20.
Hits. I forget he has 3 attacks. 3 crossbow bolts hit in that direction.
13 damage on that one, the nat 20. And then, can I use the bonus action?
So the bonus action was the Pseudodragon. Would you like to move at all? I'll let you. You know, the Pseudodragon is leading you, so I'll let you move the Pseudodragon, and then Clint can follow.
Yeah, I guess just kind of. Is that Pseudodragon right here?
Yeah.
Whoops, wrong thing.
Yeah, that's a Pseudodragon.
And just kind of move it up to at least there, get him in range
Okay.
for the other guys.
Aria, your go.
I'm going to run just a little bit, probably right about there, and then hold my action
Okay.
for an attack.
Remi. Morgan, can you hear us? Oh, she's measuring.
Yep, I'm here.
What I hear. You realize it is your turn, right?
Yes, I do. I was measuring shit.
No, you.
Okay, sorry, I can't see anything on your webcam, just the top half of your head.
Remi is going to kind of zigzag between these guys, and I don't really want to get in anybody's way, so I'm just gonna kind of post up right there and hold an action. Oh, yeah, I am going to hold an action and do that whole holding help thing that we talked about.
Okay. The hag's turn. They just kind of move behind Clint. Tombe, your go again.
Okay, one quick clarification. On the Iron Flask, it says that you can use an action to release it.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't say how far away you can release it. It says
Okay.
you can capture anything within 60 feet. Would you give it the 60
Yeah, I
foot
mean,
range to release the thing?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I'll look it up, but for now, just let's go with that.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will use my action to release it and try and set it right here, right in front of the white. Actually, no, not in front of the white. I'm going to try and set it right there on the bridge and just say, help us kill those 3. Those 3 referring to those on the bridge and over there.
So I'll mark it with
And-
green to say that it's friendly.
Yeah, and according to the item, also it is friendly to me and all of my companions.
So does it save against that, or it just happens?
It just happens.
Okay.
The save was to get captured, and
So we'll say it goes on your turn. Let's say it goes on your next turn, though.
okay, it's got summoning sickness. Echo.
Yes. So Clint, you see Eno, he kind of taps the end of his stick, and a little light shines, and he's kind of just using it like a flashlight to see this statue a little closer. It's Natis's turn. Vander will take a shot up at this one over here with his held action. So he will fire twice. Hits and hits. So that
Could I have
is-
actually summoned it right here instead?
Yeah, sure. Where's that?
Okay. Does it say, is that too late?
No, it's fine.
All right.
So 1, 8 have 2, 4. Then so he fires one arrow in that direction, and you see it clip the deathlock. And then he again uses that first one to aim even more accurately, fires, the arrow turns into white energy, and it hits it right in the head, and its head explodes with a shower of sparks. Niall just moves up next to you. Remi, roll me a medicine check.
Ah, shit. Okay, hold on. 1 second.
Groovy moves up as well. And is going to look at his spells. Groovy will cast a spell as well, but let's do Remi's check first.
Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. 17 plus 10, so 27. Medicine check on what?
You look at Niall, and he's just kind of grabbing his chest and breathing heavily, and you think he's fairly injured, you think.
Niall right next to me?
Yeah, but he's not saying anything.
Can I use my held action then to give him
I feel like.
something or other? What are my healing shit? I don't remember.
Cure wounds or healing word?
No, some of the featurey ones.
Healing hands or lay on hands?
Did we get rid of the healing hands and lay on hands and just substitute it with the right of?
Yeah, so the lay on hands is now that other feature. It's Pax, but you still have healing hands. That's a ASMR feature. ASMR.
Oh.
So it should still be there.
I don't see it on my thingamajig. Unless it's hiding from me. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, maybe I moved it just to save space.
So I'll use healing hands for now to give him 6 hit points.
Okay, so he gains 6 hit points, and he just kind of looks at you and smiles and pats you on the shoulder.
Okay.
But he's still kind of pale in the face and kind of.
How close to being knocked out do I think he is?
I mean, he doesn't look good. He's also, he's been impaled earlier, so he's all around exhausted. But he's not near death's door, but he's not looking so hot either. What's that?
Okay, yeah, I'll just start with that then, and then
Okay.
I'll...
So I'm thinking about held action. So Groovy casts a spell, and you see all of the studs on his armor light up, and they kind of flare a white color, the runes in them. And then a couple of them turn orange and kind of flame-like, and the studs actually pop out and are these little kind of floating balls that are spinning around him, and he points off in the direction of the deathlock here. And you see, I believe, 2 of them. Yeah, so 2 of these little floating metal studs that are glowing fly, and they explode on impact. Dex save. Fail. And just one? No, it's two. So it fails both saves, so it takes full damage. So these meteors kind of explode, and it's kind of smoldering and on fire now, and is almost thrown over the edge. And that's his held action, and now it's their turn. Danton will remain hidden, hold another action, and let's say the rest of them hold actions as well. You see Remi now kind of grabs his holy symbol, and he grabs kind of the place where he was impaled earlier, and you think he's going to heal himself, but then he doesn't. And he just holds his action. It's the undead's turn. The undead rushes here and then here, and as it steps over towards Remi, kind of going for the smallest target, Danton is going to take his attack of opportunity from a hidden position. He hits, so that will be, and you see the dancing rapier just kind of comes flying out of the space he's in and stabs it kind of through the chest. For 23 points of damage.
And after he makes that attack, but before it moves, Aria would also like to use her held action to attack.
Okay. So in the space it's currently in?
Yep.
Okay. And so yeah, you just see this dancing rapier come stabbing up through its chest. And Danton actually doesn't even really reveal his position. All you hear is a bit of wind movement as he points, and the dancing rapier comes flying through.
And that's an 18 to hit with the magic sword.
That hits.
Sneak attack. Okay, that's slightly better. Still pretty shit, but 11 damage.
Okay.
Magique.
So you stab it kind of through the upper chest, and it's kind of gurgling and clutching at these wounds, being impaled in kind of two directions now. But it is still barely alive, and we'll take another step, and we'll attack Remi as the smallest target here.
Can you just miss?
Maybe. 7 to hit.
That's a big fat fucking miss.
17 to hit.
17. Do I have my shield equipped?
Yes, I would assume so at this point.
So.
Okay, that's a miss then.
So it slashes down at you, and you get the shield up to block that one just barely. Kind of you go kind of hard into the ground because it is much larger than you, but you don't take any damage. This Deathlock will move, and we'll shoot some grave bolts at you, Remi.
You bitch.
Miss and miss. So 2 kind of bolts of dark energy fly at you. But they just kind of splash against kind of the platform below you and go high. Everybody kind of ducks, and they miss. As this is happening, you hear running sounds off in the distance.
Off in the distance.
I'm sorry, no, the one that was going to call died, so you don't hear any running sounds off in the distance. Elise, your turn.
Sweet.
Nice.
Elise will do something.
Okay.
She will cast Mind Sliver on the one that's right next to Remi.
Okay.
I'll mention an intelligence save.
Yes. Fail.
Fail. So that is 1d6 psychic damage.
You have the potential to not kill it.
I have the potential to not kill it.
Because it has 2 hit points, so roll a 1.
I rolled a 5.
Damn it. Okay, so it kind of grabs at its head now, and it just kind of, you hear a popping noise, and it just falls limp on the ground dead.
Ha! Fuck you.
Reb, you're kind of back in the back section here next to the summoning circle. Everyone's gone. You're all alone with the summoning circle, and you feel Reb, the armor, is just kind of gently pushing you in its direction. What do you want to do?
Breath. No.
You know how to.
No.
She doesn't say anything.
Right.
You just feel your elbow gets a little push.
Just let the body move. It'll do its thing. You don't have to even think.
I know you said, is this still on a higher level? Oh, what did I do?
I don't know. What did you do?
I don't know either. That's a problem. Is that still a bit higher level than where I am?
Which platform? Sorry.
Right. This one right here.
The stairs next to you go down. So this platform is below you. This platform is still below you, but slightly higher. And then this staircase comes up to your level, so that this platform is at your level.
Okay.
So this one is slightly below you, but still kind of up in your direction. So this one would have, if you have range, that one would have no cover.
Okay. And then just one. Why is this homeboy have green on him? I missed that, I guess.
So this is the iron. This one flew out of the iron flask. So this is a friendly deathlock.
Okay. Yeah. So let me.
Green means good.
Pew over to him.
Okay. So you fire an arrow or two, I assume.
Within range. 9.
That misses, so it just kind of hits high on the staircase, shatters an arrow across it.
Son of a bitch. Okay. Again.
You're not used to this new longbow.
And that's a 10 to hit.
And that one goes low and shatters below it. Any movement? Stay there.
No, I'll stick there.
Okay, Clint. So again, the Pseudodragon has its tail wrapped around your wrist and is pulling you along.
I probably don't have a good shot from here, but if it pulls me to about here.
Yeah, you could shoot that one fine.
Okay.
So it kind of again points you and you fire at disadvantage.
Uh, 29.
Hits.
Let me just. No, I'll just do it this way. 8
points of damage.
Fun damage.
8. And this is not magical, yeah.
Correct.
So it's, okay.
30, 20.
Hits.
11 on fun damage.
Badger, why are you super quiet all of a sudden?
He's not so quiet to me.
Because if he talks too loud, he turns into a robot.
Beep.
Like he was just kind of, yeah, that's fine. He was looking away, maybe.
Does 14 hit?
It does, yeah.
Okay. I was like, I misfired. I can't misfire. It's a crossbow.
So you fire 3 bolts just into the darkness and end up hitting all 3 times. What was the damage on that third one?
On that one. 7.
Okay. So you just hear some winging blows. You know, they're not like full-on hits, but there's some glancing blows for sure.
Wait, did you say one of those was a natural 1 that still hit?
It was
Or at least after the bonus
2.
Oh, he has a he has a plus 11 or 12. I think it's 12 because it's a plus 2 crossbow.
Yeah, so it was a natural 2.
It's something stupid like
Aria,
that.
your go.
Okay. Just a short jog.
So the instant you get out of the line of fire, Vander uses his held action and fires 2 arrows. Hits and actually might miss.
Am I dumb? Which one is Vander?
Oh, I said his wrong name again. You know him as Osculeth. His character sheet says Vander, so I'm always saying his actual name.
I was confused.
So he actually manages to miss one. So he fires an arrow, and it plants it in its chest. And then again, you see it turn to white energy, and he fires it. And he's not even looking. He's kind of looking for the next target. And you see it just grazes its cheek. And he seems pretty upset with himself about that. And then the rest of your turn.
Oof, I'm sorry, bud. I will then run up here.
Okay.
Give it a slice.
So the one that does graze its cheek does actually blow its jaw to pieces, and it is very injured still, but
Okay,
still alive.
That was a 19 to hit.
Hits. And I believe without rolling, you kill it. What's your modifier?
4.
4, and this is a magical sword, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it dies. So you, as you're kind of running up, it's grabbing at its destroyed jaw, and you just stab it through the head. And you kind of just move it out of the way, and it falls over the edge and just disappears into the darkness below.
Yeah, I was planning on just tossing it off the edge, honestly.
Anything else?
Morgan, no. No.
Yeah. Morgan, is that 2 shots?
All day, I think 4.
Jesus.
No. I thought I couldn't see exactly. I thought her chaser was another shot, so it was 2 shots in a row.
No, that makes. Cool.
Anything else,
God,
Aria?
this guy sucks.
Damn it. Okay, you guys, there's one more over there. I don't know. It's not been attacking us. I don't know what's going on. Should we kill it?
Remi, your go.
Remi's turn. Remi is going to measure real quick. Oops.
Measure dicks, or what are we talking about?
I was like,
Duh.
yeah.
Dick measuring contest?
If you look over at this one, and say if you look over at it, it's literally just basically idle animationing in a defensive position.
Remi has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares of movement. Does that sound right? Yeah, 6 squares of movement.
You have
Remi
squat
will.
nimbleness.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Remi is going to dash ahead, and she is going to action dash and run over here.
Okay. So let me do some revealing before we do anything else. So,
He's going to reveal himself to us.
Indeed. So what you see here is a stairwell. So this bridge kind of wraps around this direction. And then there's stairs that start right here, and they kind of go down a stairwell and then underneath the bridge and to a platform over here beneath you. And there's 2 whites standing there, inactive. The other bridge leads to another staircase here.
You know what this place really
That leads
reminds me
to
of?
another platform.
It's the like upside down world or whatever you want to call it from Pokemon Platinum, where you go to get Giratina, and it's just like all the dimensions are able to be walked on. Gravity is nonsensical, and it's really confusing to figure out what the map is actually trying to tell you.
So Remi, you see another summoning circle of some kind. This writing is different, and you can't quite tell with the dark vision what it says. But there are a bunch of inactive undead down there as well. And then
Would I have seen it from right here, this square?
yeah. Let me. Yeah. I mean, you would. Sorry, where?
From this one.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so if that is said case, Remi would have not action dashed.
Okay.
5, 6. That
So
one?
there's your 60 feet right there.
Remi would have stopped there and rather messaged to those that are kind of closest, so probably Aria, Danton, and Niall, what she sees ahead of her, and then she probably would have bonus action commanded the Pseudodragon to telepathically communicate through its action or however that would work to.
So it throws this information around to anybody that would like to know it.
Okay, yeah, and Tom would like to start basically whisper chaining and playing a game of telephone to try and pass the word around, especially with the help of someone around. I think
So we're not quite out of combat.
She might use hand motions too to kind of signal, 2 over here.
Tombe, just roll me an intelligence check. Sorry, roll a d20 and it'll be the intelligence of the deathlock.
Okay.
+1.
11, so 12.
So it just stands idle and doesn't attack. So we are out of combat now.
Yeah, this command did specify those 3 specific.
So now it's playing.
Rep's gonna catch up.
Okay.
Tom would like to quietly make sure everyone. Tom would like to quietly make sure everyone knows, hey, this one is going to be friendly to us for at least the next hour
Morgan has a question.
Roll a persuasion check, Odge.
Or at least as long as this magic item works the way that I know it should.
Morgan has questions.
Yeah.
Where are these platforms in relation to where we are at lower and higher?
So this large platform here with the summoning circle, this portion of it, if you can see that,
Yeah.
That portion, this portion, and this portion are all on one level. And this,
are they below, above us?
Below. And then this one is above that last one, but still below you. So there's like a kind of a mid. You're up here. That one little statue is down here, and then the most of it is below that.
So what you're saying is
statue also in this corner?
Yeah, there's a statue there as well.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that this set of stairwells compared to the rest of them are not OSHA compliant?
Yes, they're very steep.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay.
Red would also like to examine this statue along with whatever he's doing with it.
Yeah, he's just kind of looking it over, and he has, again, there's a little light on the end of his walking cane, and he's just kind of looking at it very closely.
I'll ask him, what do you see? What do you think?
Roll a persuasion check.
I think that's a 12. Yes, that is a 12.
He doesn't really even respond to you. He just continues looking, and he might kind of push you out of the way, and he kind of is just working his way over it, looking at things. He seems very interested in the scales, and is not so much looking at any because the figure, the snake-like woman, has scimitars. She has bracelets and jewelry and clothing and things. He seems specifically looking at any exposed skin.
Another question I forgot to ask about this. Do any of these count for accursed specter? They don't count as humanoids where it can cause a spirit to rise from its corpse? As a specter.
So in my head, whites and Deathlocks don't have souls anymore, but in my head, whites technically still do.
Okay.
So I would let you raise a white if you like.
Okay, or I think Animate Dead does basically the same thing.
Yeah, but that takes an hour.
Oh, that's...
And it makes a zombie or a skeleton.
Yeah. Actually, Animate Dead casting is 1 minute.
Oh, okay. I just knew it was longer than one action. Is all I knew.
Yeah.
So do you want to raise a specter?
Or
can you? I don't remember the rules on it.
Not quite yet, I guess, and I think it's only during... it doesn't actually... Person you slay, temporarily binding it.
Oh, so technically you didn't slay them? So...
I didn't get one with one of the bow shots?
I don't believe so. I believe you did slay one earlier in the combat, over here, if you wanted to use it on that one.
It was a deathlock, though, or something that I might have... I don't know. But I'm going to hold on to that for now.
Okay. All right. So Niall, as this kind of is happening, he comes and sits down on a statue and is kind of just resting. And Grooby kind of comes over and is looking at him. He still has these kind of floating little metal studs that are kind of floating and orbiting his body. And the runes on them are glowing in orange color.
While that we're all here and wrapped around, because I had walked away for just a second, what is this statue?
It's a massive minotaur. Also kind of made of... This one's finer cut. It's a very smooth statue made of kind of marble. Much like the floor, the platforms are, but it's of a giant minotaur with a big axe.
It's a giant minotaur. Are you sure?
Well, I mean, it's a minotaur that is minotaur-sized, which is to say large.
It's regular-sized minotaur, so it's not a minotaur.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Arch.
Let's say, can Tom make some sort of a check, whether it be religion or arcana, to see if he thinks that this is just a statue of a minotaur, or if it's a statue of like a demon minotaur, because like there was.
Yeah, you could roll an Arcana check.
Hey,
Or,
guys,
I'm sorry,
I'm
a
gonna shout with a neighbor really quick.
religion
If you need me,
check.
just yell my name really loud.
Okay.
Oh my god, Morgan.
God damn it, Morgan. Sorry, which check did you want?
Religion check.
10.
10. You're not sure. I mean, it has horns, but other than that, nothing really looks fiendish about it.
It's a minotaur.
I'd like to try something. Go up to the statue, and infernal and or abyssal, just command it to, rise up or awaken.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh. Crit success.
7.
Niall stands up. He says, Me?
Oh.
Which one did he react to? Which language?
I'm sorry, I forgot. What languages did you speak? Maybe he doesn't actually speak those.
Infernal and then
Yeah, he doesn't speak those. He still stands up. He's like, me? What? And then he's like, I don't know what she said, but she scares me.
It's okay. You'll get used to it. Trust me, it happens often.
He sits back down.
She just kind of shrugs. Worth a shot.
Aria would like to stealthily climb up onto the shoulders of the minotaur.
You do so.
Rev's just kind of like, oh fuck, this is how we get in trouble.
Yeah, you're looking over the edge.
Just doing that pirate on the mast thing of just holding on.
Tombe, roll a perception check.
Tombe?
Yeah.
Or Aria?
Tombe.
Tombe.
Tombe. Ooh. That's not bad. Math. 22.
That's
22. So you're just kind of looking over things, and Gurubi, you've seen his armor before, and you do notice the studs that are kind of flying around him. They have not been replaced, so there's little holes in his armor where they came out of. There's 4 of them still kind of orbiting him.
Okay. Hey, bud. You okay?
He jumps. What?
You look like you got something going on with your fancy armor there. It's seemingly not going back into full view. Is that intentional?
He says, "Yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. I have to
Sure?
I have to replace those after I use them.
Oh.
Magic has a cost." And he just kind of and he
Yeah.
looks around again.
Are they at least helpful while they're floating around up there?
Yeah, they're explosive, fire, and
Okay.
just don't touch him. he dodges one as it kind of comes really close to his head. He's like, "Ah!"
Okay.
So Rev's gonna kind of
Hopefully that doesn't make you easier to hit. Because
kind of lead.
and I will take a step away from him and his floating explosives.
Okay.
So Rebel kind of lead into the group and just be kind of like, all right, what's the plan here, guys?
Just kind of walks up and starts inspecting the Minotaur statue as well.
He said that is down one. Would I be able to kind of make out that summoning circle? Where I am, down.
So your dark vision is still
120
dim. It's
regular.
dim light. So I'll say that you can make out that there's definitely runes carved there, as well as kind of blood. But to actually read it, you'll have to be closer,
Okay.
and you'll need a little bit of light. I think it's reasonable as well.
Well, it says 120 normally in any light.
Oh, so it's 120, and it's all darkness here. So darkness becomes dim light, right?
Okay.
So there's no dim light over there. If it was dim light over there, you could see it as if it's bright out, but there's no light whatsoever.
So I lit. Okay.
So I propose this.
Get on your knee with a ring for someone.
What?
I said, get on your knee with a ring for somebody then.
Okay, I didn't hear that last part of with a ring. It's like, I'm sorry, huh? I suggest that from this balcony here and a couple people going down the stairs, we try and take out these two down here quick, and then if we can, funnel the rest through either here or here. That leaves two to be able to try and cut them off.
Who's talking with this?
Tom. Aria could not come up with this idea if she wanted to.
Rebel kind of bring up, well, why don't you send your buddy down to try and take care of a couple of them too?
He would be going down to help, but annoyingly, from what I can tell with it, I can't send them to their immediate death. They have to think that they have at least a chance of survival. Which is why I say we do all this and send them down with those who go into the melee.
Okay. I suggest that you make a wisdom save. No. I get at least one person with me, because with Sentinel and Polearm, I can create a choke point with one other person pretty easily, and then the others can go in the other side and, pincer attack them.
Yeah.
We might have to choke point at this spot here.
Yeah, I figured.
And make it easier for the others to come here and loop around.
Yeah, I figured we would choke point on the stairs and choke point right there if possible.
Aria, you also think, like, the jump from here to here is not that far. So, just saying.
And up here is a bit higher than down there, right?
Yes.
Do we think they could jump like that?
It's 20. It's 20 feet down. It's 20 feet down.
So they would have to jump 20 feet up, which is actually pretty difficult.
Like, James gets the feeling where it's like, I don't think they can really jump at all. But...
I mean, I'm just trying to tempt Odge to leap over the gap is what I'm trying to have happen.
You don't need to tempt Odge to do that. Odge is already tempted to do that. How do you think Aria is going to get down to this point? Fuck using the stairs. Right here.
Calling it right now. It's going to be a natural one. It's going to be a natural one. You're going to follow the edge. Just disappear
That's
forever.
a natural 12. Thank you very much.
I mean, I didn't ask you to roll yet, so... The dice gods will abide.
Well, I'll make sure that Clint is within, 30 feet of me?
Fair. You do have disadvantage, though, so... How does that work?
Still reroll the 1.
Clint's gonna be like, what? No, I'm gonna save this.
Well, don't worry. Once we TPK in this dungeon, I have my next character lined up.
So what's playing, guys?
Alright, so we do that. Who's going to which side? I'll need at least one fighter in front of Reb.
In front of Reb?
Yeah, so that she can pull our Master and Sentinel above that person.
Oh, his range, yeah. Aria is going to go down.
Why don't you put Clint in front of you?
I need like a fighter with magic stuff.
Clint has magic stuff.
Clint doesn't have magic melee stuff.
Clint has a magic...
I mean, like, technically, like, Clint can, like, go under Reb. Like,
Clint has a magic... Well, but Clint has a magic pepper box, you know?
That's super loud. Just put...
And he doesn't have disadvantage within melee range.
Simple solution. Just put Eno in front of you. He has like 6 arms to do melee.
He currently only has 2.
He currently also has, like, no interest in this.
That's totally just an illusion. Either way, so Aria there. Tom will be back over here. Actually, probably more like right out there shooting arrows. I don't know if I.
What do you tell the Deathlock to do?
I was gonna have the Deathlock wait at the top of the stairs to then go down the stairs and attack when we all attack.
Okay.
So
it says, "Yes, Master!" and it walks over there.
Yeah, wait about like there.
So it'll go down the first flight of stairs.
Sure.
Is a good,
just roll a d20.
Oh, that's a flight of stairs? Okay, I thought it was...
Yeah, it starts over here, and then it goes down one flight, and then down another. So he's like 10 feet down from you at the moment.
Okay.
And then roll a stealth check for it.
Okay. What's its modifier?
+2. And it has a +10 if Aria still has whatever.
It's got a +2 and a +10.
Yeah.
So that's a 13, but it was also a natural 1.
Okay. No, none of the whites wake up.
Do any of the Deathwalks wake up?
No, you're just rolling against these two.
Okay. Got it.
This guy, Danton, he's the rapier one, right?
Rogue, yeah.
Danton is the roguish rapier.
He might be...
He's kind of cleaning. He's cleaning his rapier off with a kind of a handkerchief at the moment.
Would he mind being the one in front of me?
What do you say to him?
Hey, do you mind being the one in front of me for that choke point?
He kind of looks you up and down and says, "Well, what would that entail, love?"
You take damage while I smack things over your shoulder.
Kind of. And how long is the range of the rapier? It's just still the
30 feet, I think.
Oh.
60 feet, maybe?
5 feet as a rapier.
30 feet. Well, it can fly up to 30 feet.
Who are we talking to?
Danton.
We are setting up the battle map right now for attack strategy.
Yeah, about 30 feet.
Oh, we're strategizing.
He again just says, "Oh, what would that entail, love?"
Be the melee in front of me, and I reach over you and start hitting stuff as well.
Oh, he says, "Oh, we're talking about combat still." Yes, sure.
Yes.
And he'll do whatever you want.
What did Danton think you were talking about?
What do you think Danton thought you were talking about?
I don't know. I missed.
He's a massive whore. That was the entire conversation.
What?
He's a massive whore, and that was the entire conversation.
Somehow I
Brad,
actually
just
forgot
sleep with
about
him
that.
already.
Literally, that's the first words that he's spoken to her. So yeah, he just kind of, and you see him, as you're walking, he's balancing the dancing rapier on his hand, but you know that it's magical, so he's not actually balancing anything.
Inside the dread helm, you just see her like roll her eyes.
He's like, and you see him kind of out of the corner of his eye, he's looking at you to see if you're looking. And then roll a stealth check for Red. We'll say you get a +10.
Okay.
So I don't know where Vander's gonna end up, but...
Clinton wants to sort of be around here taking shots, but that's up to you guys. Then how else you do it? So red.
Yep.
14.
Surprisingly.
Clint, you kind of pull Eno away from the statue eventually and push him ahead. And then a 14 is a success, so nobody notices you. Where's it, Remi? Where are you going? Where are Elise going? Remi's going off the edge.
Kids, hold on.
Okay.
Making some juice, man.
Juice. Gin and juice.
Juice to chase this nasty ass vodka with.
What kind of vodka is it?
Sky.
What?
Sky.
Is that not the vodka you recommended I buy?
Well, you're
I
a
will
fresh
never
boy,
recommend
you know?
Sky.
You actively recommended Sky when we were at Safeway.
I think that was because it was cheap.
Yes.
And you wanted something cheap. That's the only time I'll ever recommend is if it's
But you just said you'll never recommend it, and then you immediately contradicted yourself by saying that you recommend
You know what?
No,
Booze is booze is booze. If it's
No,
cheap,
it's not.
fine. Don't
But you
lie.
just said that it's
Fight me.
not that earlier.
I will fight you.
Okay.
I hate Sky.
Well, I mean, we are playing D&D, so...
So I'm gonna
They
fight you
think,
anyway.
and then they have
Where is Remi?
She's over here.
Hodge drinks a giant beer.
When
on
did
camera.
Remi move back there?
I just moved her out of the way, so...
Oh, okay.
Because the
was
Pseudodragon
right.
had to be
1,
where
2,
she was.
4, 5,
We're
6.
kind of still just setting up at the moment.
So Remi was right where the Pseudodragon is. Remi will go. Do we have movement limitations right now?
No, you're out of combat.
So Remi will be right behind Red.
Okay, roll a stealth check. And Tombe, roll a stealth check.
Do we still have all the pass without trace bullshit?
Yes, yeah. Both of you have a plus 20.
That's not a natural one.
Okay. So none of the undead wake up. And I'll move forward one.
Are we going in turn order right now, or are we? Just
Well, you guys are basically in a surprise round at the moment until somebody does something to alert these things.
Okay.
We're all just kind of trying to get into position as much as possible. Justin, can you remind me, is Oculus melee or ranged?
So he has a longbow out currently. He has fought with a short bow as well. But he additionally has 2 elvish scimitars kind of tucked into a sheaths on his quiver. And then he has an elvish longsword on his waist.
Okay, so Tom will just whisper over him, "Hey, would you rather be at range or be down in the fray down here? Because at the moment..."
He says either... He says either works. Either works for me.
Would you be
Elise would like to eventually make her way over to right here next to Tom.
Would you be willing to go down and fight in the fray next to them?
Roll a persuasion check. And then Elise roll a stealth check, plus 20.
20 total for the persuasion?
Not a natural one.
He just nods, and will just... you can move him where you like.
Actually, I just debated and realized if his rapier goes 30 feet, it would be better for Rev to be in front.
Okay. So as you slide past him, he doesn't touch you as you slide past him, but he just kind of nods and will stand behind you.
Does he do the hover? The hands
you might hear him you might hear him or actually no, so you would, as you pass him, you get a whiff, and he's clearly like wearing perfume or something because he smells really good, and it's just kind of obnoxious, you know. But he smells good, but it's obnoxious still.
Obnoxious or obnoxious in a good way?
I mean, that's up to you whether you go for that.
I think it's up to you.
I told you the important bit. He smells good. You can do with that.
I don't know if there's an obnoxious in a good way.
Fucking bet.
I like Justin. Obnoxious in a good way.
Yeah.
Cute to an annoying point.
Okay, so who is what now? Who's going where? Oculus will just stand on the landing rather than on the stairs itself.
Yeah. Either way, I'm just right about there.
Now what?
Who's ready?
We should probably try and get Clint up to around the corner-ish. That way, well, with the help of little Pseudo. So that way we can get...
Clint was actually thinking more here to make shots down here easier.
That works too. That was still for making shots down there. Just like more be taking shots.
So, let's roll a stealth check for Clint. Plus 20.
Then there's the question of, will the hags or Eno actually do anything?
They walk all along.
So plus 20, that is a 40 stealth.
Okay.
So Justin, because I have a friendly deathlock, can I have their stat block?
Yeah, I mean, it's in Volo's guide. I can post it if you want.
Okay, I haven't looked it up, so I don't know.
Is it in Volo's guide? I don't know. I'll post it in Discord.
Okay. If not, it's probably in Fight Club.
He is a Deathlock White, to be specific.
Echo, a white death.
It's in Discord now. So,
I can't even tell you're there because all I see is like your hair bun. And it looks like it's something against the wall.
she's Remi's height, you know?
Pretty much. Fix your damned camera, girl. COVID!
So,
COVID-DD!
who's starting the fun?
The phone?
The fun.
Oh, the fun.
The phone.
Aria? Or
The
no?
phones.
Are we splitting the party here?
Kinda.
Not
Sort of.
really-ish.
You're together, but not.
We're considering the battlefield. Aria, you or no?
What? Wait, what?
Like, the way I see it is you start or Reb starts. Because you have to jump down, right?
I was gonna actually have the Deathlock start,
Okay, so Deathlock then.
if that works.
It does.
Alright, rock up.
So what do you tell it to do?
Go kill shit. Bruh.
Wait.
Tell him to wait.
Okay.
Kill shit, bruh.
I will have it. Shit. Okay, this is not what I was expecting. Okay. God damn it. All right. Actually, I guess I'll. Fuck it. Aria will take our movement first. Then, hopefully, Osculith will follow up behind her
Okay.
before any actions are taken.
Okay.
So, doing that, would I actually be able to get both attack and bonus action with him down there?
So what are you hoping for?
Aria wants to jump down here, move here, and then have Osculith show up here and get
I
both
see.
attack and bonus action with him right there.
Wait, how do you make it turn like that with the?
Like, how do you make it do a point?
You need a mouse. Hold
Okay.
down, right click to get the arrow. And then while you hold the arrow, right click again. It will stop on the square.
Interesting.
Oh, it works with left
So,
click too.
Arya, you have not set that plan up in motion.
Fair enough. We haven't.
So,
set any
so if
goals.
you would like to do that, you can see how Vander reacts, but you won't really know until you enact the plan at this point.
Fair enough. All right.
You could always signal it.
No.
You see, everyone's in motion at this point. So
Everyone's in motion. Leroy Jenkins.
Oh no!
so as you
We
the
did
instant
party wipe us.
the instant you jump, you hear Osculith in Elvish go, "What the fuck?" And he's like not ready for that at all. And you hear him go, "Ah!" And you hear him begrudgingly drawing swords off his back as he rushes to do what you want him to do, but he was not prepared for that at all. You hear his longbow, or he probably has a short bow out. His short bow clatters to the ground as he just draws his scimitars and does move ahead. But he leaves his longbow, or his short bow back there.
Okay. Well, either way, it's going to be a jump down, and then
So roll an acrobatics check at disadvantage.
Not one, not one, not one.
No, not one, bitch.
out on that one.
What'd you roll?
Disadvantage though.
At disadvantage, it's a nat 2, which is a total of, wait for it, I have good
A
acrobatics,
total of 12.
12.
Okay, so it is 20 feet, so I'll say that it's DC 12. So you land hard on the stairway, almost stumble over the edge, and you kind of catch yourself and run around. Just right on the edge of falling over. You catch yourself and run around and end up where you
Wow.
like.
That hurt a lot more than I was expecting. Okay.
So you're hoping that Vander attacks first?
Yeah.
Let's roll for initiative.
I don't care if he attacks first. It was more of just getting the movement there simultaneously.
Right, but you're looking to like have flanking. Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
So he would have to attack first for that to happen. So let's just roll initiative and see who goes first.
Well, I've been
So
rolling shitty.
I rolled an 8 total
Anyways.
for him. So.
Fuck me. The one time I rolled good initiative.
So you go first.
Okay. Well.
What was your roll?
15.
Okay. So I'll
Yeah,
just carry that over and do initiative just because we rolled that. So you go first.
I will.
You have advantage because you are, or I guess You jump, so I'll say that you're not... Oh, but you have advantage. No, you don't have advantage because he's not flanking, so no advantage, just a straight roll. There is an enemy within 5 feet, though.
I know.
Or an ally within 5 feet. An enemy of your enemy within 5 feet.
Does that truly make them your ally?
In this case, yes.
It's a 13 to hit.
Does not hit. So it just kind of your sword bites into its leather armor, but doesn't get all the way through.
And a second attack. Bonus action. Fucking 2. That misses.
Oof! So you just slice twice and just kind of cut ribbons into its armor into ribbons. You see, Oculeth does attack 3 times with his scimitars. I gotta roll one more. So they all hit. And he does 14 points of damage. Who would like to go next? Probably the Deathlock?
Yeah, the Deathlock will go down and be standing on the stairs beneath the walkway. So that way there's a little bit of height. And we'll fire 2 grave bolts at the lower light.
Okay.
The first one is a 23 to hit. The second one is a 14.
14 hits as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you said the other white, not the one you're attacking?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Because I assume the one we're attacking would have cover.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Those are 8s for damage. Wow, that's really shitty fucking damage. So, 9 necrotic damage.
Okay, so that is halved.
We're doing that tonight.
Yeah, I've been rolling really shitty damage.
2 bolts of black energy fire out of its wand, and do hit the white, who kind of wakes up and shudders, but doesn't seem to do much damage. Grooby fires off some magic missiles. They kind of shoot straight up in the air and then come down on the white in between you and Osuleth. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nile doesn't do anything. Now, let's go Elise and Tonebay next. What are you guys hoping to do on the surprise round?
That's a good question.
You see the sound is alerting the other undead, and they are beginning to wake up and start to act, basically.
I figured. Yeah, I don't have anything.
That's not...
Shit. If I do, that'll alert everything within God only knows how far, so I can't do that. So, yeah, I actually will just fire an arrow at that deathlock there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. It's a 17 plus to hit.
Hits.
Five damage.
And that's non-magical, yeah.
It's a +1 non-magical bow. So
Okay.
yes.
So yeah, you graze it with an arrow. It's kind of shakes awake. Elise, anything?
Yeah, Elise is going to do something.
Okay, lovely.
I have. Oh. Elise will mind sliver again on bitch. Oh shit. This bitch.
Okay.
So intelligence saving throw.
I rolled a 11. Bark.
Fail.
Okay.
Oh god, my dogs are being assholes. What is that, D6?
Just
Yeah, should be a D6. Yeah.
D6. That's a 6. And
So
they have to
it
subtract
starts
a D4 from
it starts to
any-
clutch at its head as it's waking up. It starts to kind of bleed, ooze out of its orifices. What about the group up here in the northern area? Who wants to do what?
As a bonus
Okay,
action,
so-
can Tom also give a command to the Deathlock?
Sure, yeah. Why not?
I'm just gonna tell it on its next turn to Misty Step. If you can, get behind one of the whites and flank.
Okay.
So
Hope
for
it
this
rains.
up here, Rep would like to jump up and attack each one here.
Okay.
Is it still a surprise for those guys up there? Like for the first attack?
No, so you're not hidden, because you're just running down the stairway to get to them.
Okay.
If you were to, like, fire a longbow from where you're at, you're currently in a hidden position. But if you run down there and attack, it's different.
You know what? I don't give a fuck. Not 20.
Okay. Danton will move with you as well.
Actually, I was gonna hop back after that.
Oh,
So,
too late.
shit.
You told him to be behind you, and he's behind you. Maybe just a little too close, though.
Grab ass.
That's 14 damage.
I mean, not he was trying to like protect her, you know. He wasn't being a fucking creep this time. Sorry, what was the
Bullshit.
damage?
Total grab ass.
He told. Okay,
Magical.
what was it?
14 magical.
Okay, so you take a heavy blow into it as it's kind of waking up and drawing a sword. You just kind of strike down on its drawing hand.
Okay, just gonna... 16 to hit.
Hits as well.
That is a 10 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use the polearm attack.
Yep. So again, you just kind of leverage down on it and then come up with the butt end.
That is a 10 to hit, which I
Does not hit. So it gets its sword out finally and blocks that blow. As you're kind of fighting with it here, you feel a whooshing sound or a whooshing kind of motion under your arm, and the dancing rapier comes up and stabs out at it.
Rev's also gonna kind of like try and step back, but he's there and be like, get back again.
So the dancing rapier is unfortunately blocked. But that's the end of his turn. He stays there. Remi, would you like to do anything on your surprise round?
Probably.
Okay. What would that be?
Can I hold an action on a surprise round?
Technically, yeah. It is just the
Where is
first
it?
round of combat. Remi's right there.
What does Remi want to do?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We never know.
Remi wants to do some... Remi's gonna cast Invisible on Reb.
Okay.
Invisible is touch.
Is it touch?
Probably.
Remi will move up, and would she have the ability to kind of squeeze into Danton's space and touch Reb and turn her invisible and then step back?
We could roll for it. You want to roll for it?
Sure, I'll roll for it. What do I gotta roll?
Roll a dexterity check.
Who's the ass grabber?
That's a 15 plus.
You manage it. You kind of reach past him and just barely touch Reb. You get, like, the elbow as she's kind of fighting with this thing.
And I cast invisibility.
Okay.
Have fun! I don't know what all that entails. Let me find out.
She's
God
invisible.
damn it, Morgan. The
Which
spell
means-
ends the next time she attacks.
Does it? Invisible?
Invisibility.
And also,
invisibility
she
touch.
has a displacer cloak, so she already has disadvantage on attack rolls against her.
Oh, Fine, I won't do that. Then.
Nope, too late. You already did it. Now what do you want to do?
Okay, hold on. Hold that.
Know your spells, Morgan.
I don't know my spells. You know better.
She's too drunk to know.
I know better. What?
No, you don't. You're full of shit. You do not know better.
She just said that I knew. Oh my god.
The spell ends up target. Oh, all right. If it ends when she attacks or casts a spell, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Instead, Remi will consult her iPad because that's where all of her spells are, and it's charging.
Morgan.
Clint, what does Clint want to do on this turn?
So these guys are waking up.
Yeah, they're all waking up. Yeah.
He's gonna shake his head at Remi and bust out that sweet crossbow action.
Okay.
I wonder.
Who wrote BB over here? And why?
That would be more.
I was trying to label things and then it didn't work, and I can't delete it.
Oh god.
Yeah, purple would be her. Okay, so that wonder. It's a plus 12. That is 25 to hit.
Yes. Who are you hitting?
Oh, sorry.
I missed it because I was looking at the BB thing. Yeah. Okay.
And that is a 12 non-magic damage.
Okay.
And 23 to hit.
Yup.
8 damage for that one.
Okay.
And 21 to hit.
Yep.
Another 8 damage for that one.
Okay. And you do have a bonus action.
My
Or no, your bonus
bonus
action was the Pseudodragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then roll initiative for Clint and Reb.
I've got, what is it? 13 for Reb, 10 for Clint.
Okay.
We have those in the chat with Elise and Remi also.
Oh, I missed Clint's and Reb's. If you put them in.
Remi will cast Crusader's Mantle.
Okay.
I don't know what that does.
So, initiative starts. Elise, what do you want to do?
Hold that thought.
Crusader's Mantle, is that an ability or an actual spell?
Spell.
It's
Third
a
level spell.
Oh.
Well,
I don't ever remember what it does. I always have to look it up, but it is a third level spell. That's all I know.
Oh, that's not what I expected that to do by any means. I thought that was a healing spell. I saw the D4 and I was like, yeah, healing. A holy power radiates from you with an aura of 30-foot radius, awakening boldness and friendly creatures until the spell ends. The aura moves with you, centered on you while in the aura. Each non-hostile creature in the aura, including you, deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage when it hits with a weapon attack. So anybody within a 30-foot radius of me gets an
So
extra D4
Remi
radiant.
starts to kind of glow, and you notice the light is glinting off all of your weapons as you run into combat.
Aw, how cute. Remi had a glow up.
Oh, fuck you.
Elise,
I
what do you do?
now understand why I haven't heard of that spell. It's because it's above second level.
True. You die a lot. Elise, what do you do?
Elise is going to Mind Sliver again on something.
Okay.
Probably this fucker.
Okay.
Does Crusader's Mantle apply to spells, or is it just weapons? I think it was just
Just
weapons.
weapon attacks.
Okay,
So it rolls a
so-
13.
That might pass. 13 matches.
Okay. So it shrugs off the effect of your kind of incantation you're speaking. Would you like to move at all?
Am I in anybody's way?
Not particularly.
And I can't hold movement, right?
Yeah, you can't. Unless you hold a dash.
I'll stay there.
Okay. Remi.
No reason to move. Remi will address her iPad again that's still charging.
Do you not have a plug in your room, girl?
She doesn't
No,
even have a
I-
desk. When you...
Bitch, I don't even have a desk.
She has alcohol though, for sure. If she could make a desk out of alcohol or charge an iPad off of alcohol, she would have it.
So what she needs as an early birthday gift is a 6-way plug for her for a wall.
She needs those videos of like people making houses out of recycling bottles and stuff.
That's what she
Out of
needs.
alcohol bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a desk.
Like
out
the
of
windows could be sky vodka, and
just that way you have a good view of the sky.
God damn it.
it lets in that like beautiful blue light every morning. That's what I was going for.
Thank you. I'm glad we were on the same page.
Alright, who is near me? Ugh, I gotta go look again. Remi's probably gonna cast guidance on somebody.
Clint is 10 feet away from you. Danton is 10 feet away from you, except towards Spattle.
That's on 15 feet. Reb's 10 feet ahead.
Yeah.
Pseudodragon's 5 feet back. Clint's 5 feet back.
Okay, so Remi wants to do the same thing she did with invisibility that didn't end up happening. So she kind of wants to slide up here into Danton's space, touch Reb and give her guidance, and then kind of retreat back to where she was.
So you do that. So you have a D4 on ability checks, Reb, if that comes up.
Checks, okay.
Morgan, is your mantle a bonus action or an action?
Mantle is an aura, it's concentration, but guidance does not. Oh wait, guidance might be a concentration. Never mind.
So she had a surprise round, and then it was her turn again. So.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think guidance is a concentration. Let me check.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So let's not do that.
Okay. Anything else with your action? You just want to hold it.
I will hold it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Check her iPad again.
No, I'm gonna hold my action.
So the white down by Aria is going to attack her once with life drain for a natural 1. So it kind of reaches out at you and snatches kind of at your neck with a blackened hand, and you just dodge that. And then the longsword attack is going to be at Oculeth. And he might hit. Does hit Oculeth for max damage. Which is 10. So he takes 10 points damage. Let me see if anything happens there. Doesn't appear so. Okay. So that's that one. The white next to you, Aria, will just attack you with the longsword for a 14 to hit.
Miss.
And then with the life drain, 18 to hit.
Matches.
Okay, so you take 4 points of necrotic damage, and then roll a con save. So it grabs you kind of in the shoulder with a blackened hand, and you feel your shoulder go cold as it touches you.
Con save is not bad. 16.
A 16 is a success. So you just feel your shoulder kind of go cold, and you see the cloth. There's kind of a blackened, ashy residue as it pulls its hand away, but nothing else bad happens to you. These undead start kind of yelling at each other in Abyssal, and anybody that speaks Abyssal understands that they're saying, we must stop them from reaching the masters, complete the ritual, and they all point to the summoning circle, and 2 of the whites, or I'm sorry, 4 of the whites, they all kind of approach the corners of the star, or the pentacle, and begin casting a spell. And a final white will use its dash to move over to the final point and start casting as well.
Are you meaning to say Deathlock?
Yeah.
Deathlock, yeah. What did I say?
Well,
they are whites, but they're Deathlock whites.
Okay, semantics.
Yeah. So these 2 will... This one's going to rush down here and attack Oculeth.
Does it have that much movement?
It was 30 feet. 1, 2... Yeah, so again, get to it.
Okay.
Hits with a longsword and natural 20 with the life drain. So it rushes up just kind of double-handed, strikes with the longsword for only 4 points of damage. And then the life drain is doubled for 10 points of damage. And Vander Oculeth, whatever his name is, will roll a natural 20 on his con save, so nothing bad happens to him. So it strikes down and then grabs his arm with a blackened hand, but nothing bad happens to him. Other than that, this white will move, look up, and fire a longbow at Elise for a 5 to hit.
That's a miss.
And then it doesn't have any other things to do because its multi-attack only covers longswords. These two will move here and strike at Reb. 2 longsword attacks. Natural 1 and a 19 to hit. Oh, but at disadvantage, I'm sorry. So the first one misses, and the second one is a 15 to hit.
That misses.
And then 2 life drains, also at disadvantage. Natural 1 and a natural 20, so that misses. And then a 19 and a 9 to hit. So they just are whiffing, and you're just keeping them at bay with the scythe, I assume? You have scythe? Is it a scythe now?
It's a scythe.
Wait, why are they at advantage?
They're at disadvantage.
Oh, I thought you were saying advantage.
Nope.
No.
This one will move here and fire some grave bolts at you. So 9 to hit.
Nope.
And 7 to hit. So you're just taking longsword blows. You're batting these darkened energy hands away, and then 2 bolts of dark energy fly and just kind of wash over your armor and do no damage. So that's all of the undead. Aria, your go.
Well, for the moment, Aria, as I say, this one is still technically engaged with Oculeth, right?
Yes.
So I will take a couple of attacks at that one. The first one being magical and at advantage. It's a really shitty roll, but that's still a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
And then the second attack, also at advantage. Wow, that's an even shittier roll. A 14.
14 just hits. So one of these is magical and one is not, right?
Yeah. So
give me the sneak attack and the first attack separate for me.
Sneak attack is magical. So 12 magic damage.
Okay, and then now the non-magic one.
6.
3. Okay. So you get some blows in, and these ones are finally doing some damage, and you're cutting through its leather armor now. Anything else?
I believe that's all I can do.
Okay. Reb, your go.
Okay, so if I create a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, but it can be less, can I? That's not what I wanted at all.
Badger, don't forget that you have magical damage with every hit that you do because of the Crusader's Mantle.
It's 20 foot in diameter, you said?
It can be up to that one.
So this is a 20 foot diameter.
Up to. So can I make...
So that's a 20 foot diameter circle.
I don't think we can move that.
I know, I can, but you can't.
Okay. It's up to that. Can I make that smaller? Basically, shrink it around the pentacle. And start...
Like that? I got you. Like that?
A little less. I'm doing wall of fire. I can do one that size.
I see.
And then just so it radiates outward. Everyone, basically, that's not inside of it. Anyone who goes to those corners, try and use the spell, gets...
I got you. And what's the range? Like the 5 feet in front of it takes damage?
It's 10 feet, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, so you can do that.
Or within 10 feet.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna...
So you kind of raise a gauntleted hand and cast, and a kind of dome of fire kind of erupts out of this summoning circle and starts burning them.
We need a 15 DC deck save for all of them.
And is it the start of their turns, or how does the spell work?
I think the first time they enter it...
Okay.
When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a deck save. A creature takes save damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay, so
probably in this square right here for statistics wise.
So
all of them.
deck saves, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What
Fail.
in the fuck is that, Odd? What is
Fail.
going on here?
I'm making a square.
Fail, fail. 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 Everybody failed.
Okay,
So-
5d8 damage. This is not my damage. I'm just,
Seeing what the computer would give you.
yeah. Well, that'll be fun too. But okay, 5d8.
See, and then if somebody were to cast a second firewall, and then if a third person were to something like this,
Oddly
Yeah.
enough, 27
that
for damage.
pretty cool. 27 points of damage. Okay, so they all take 27 points of damage.
Yeah.
They're all burning and just hissing and screaming. Anything else for Reb?
That's a lot of damage.
Nope, I don't think anything else I can do with this turn.
Just stays put. Tombe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot that deathlock again right there on the corner.
Okay.
That one right there. I don't want you. You've been rolling awful. That's okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
When do we want to end tonight? I have a mandatory meeting at 7:30 in the morning tomorrow.
That's gonna be a big oof. We should probably end right after this combat if you do not want to go until midnight.
And
That
that's,
would be fantastic.
that's an 18 to hit.
18
God
hits.
damn it, Morgan.
Let's put you off to the side because you're rolling okay right now.
Yeah, we're gonna put you off to the side, Morgan, because you're rolling terribly.
Yeah, I'm rolling terribly.
Neon orange. Hey, that's pretty good. That's 8 damage, halved because it's non-magic.
Okay, so you sink an arrow into its back and it kind of falters and falls to one knee. Anything else?
Not at the moment.
Hag's
Actually,
turn. They
I-
can't do much.
Actually, as a bonus act, I don't know if I could, but as a bonus action, could I try and basically hold out one of the small healing vials that I have made out towards Nile?
Yeah, so you can just kind of put it in his direction and then he can take it if he wants.
Here, have this. Drink. You look hurt.
Clint, your turn.
Clint's gonna keep firing at that one.
Okay. So disadvantage because now there's light because of the fucking fire. So
I missed shit.
so suddenly you can see him and you don't have disadvantage anymore.
I can see. I can fight.
He was still fighting even when he couldn't see you. So
26 then.
yep.
8 damage.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to add what is it? A D4 radiant?
And is this
Morgan.
26. Whoops.
Yeah, D4 radiant with
D4
every
radiant.
weapon attack.
Okay. And then I'm sorry, is this non-magical from Clint still?
Non-magical, but I also forgot to D4.
And
so
and what was what was the initial damage, James?
8,
8. Okay.
I believe.
Plus the D4 radiant.
Now the D4 radiance is a 4.
And Justin, that deathlock would also have taken 4 radiant damage as well.
Okay. So yeah, it drops to one knee and is kind of the arrow is kind of glowing and eventually the light kind of dissipates.
Okay, the second one was at 22 to hit.
Hits.
Non-magic is 9,
Plus
Okay.
D4 radiant.
and then 4 radiant.
Okay.
He's still up.
Yes, he is still alive.
Okay.
Well, still undead. Still unalive. Nope. Unlife is definitely different than undead.
28 to hit.
Yeah.
That is the 10 regular, and
That kills it. So you sink 3 crossbow bolts into it and it just kind of falls backwards and thuds against the stonework. That kind of echoes out. Anything
now
else?
that we've got a little bit of light, Clint wants to kind of poke up a little bit here to
Okay.
get range on these burning motherfuckers.
Okay. So Pseudodragon kind of wraps itself around your leg and up onto your back.
Hey, buddy, thanks.
The Natus's turn. Niall will take that healing potion. He just thank you. And what's the he chugs it. So what's the What's the healing it does?
It's 2d4, just a flat 2d4. I don't know if you want to roll it or if you want me.
I got it. So he chugs that and kind of, it's like a green smoothie and it kind of goes down and like kind of trickles out of his beard and he kind of coughs. He's like, oh, let's go. He hands you back the vial and you are not paying attention at this point, so it just drops and shatters on the stonework.
We also absolutely forgot the friendly deathlock on Tom's turn.
Oh, yeah, what do you want it to do?
I wanted it to take a step forward.
Okay.
And then Misty Step over here.
It does
as
that.
bonus action. And then Life Drain.
Okay.
On his fellow Zambi.
So it, I believe, misses.
I
Yeah,
rolled a
it.
17 plus.
I rolled an 8, though. I was going to roll for it still. Have I had you roll for it yet?
Yes.
Oh, then we'll take your roll.
Okay, so it was a 17 plus
Hits.
4 to hit. Three, 4, 5, 6. So 7 damage halved. And it needs to make a DC 13 con save.
It succeeds that.
So its HP is not depleted.
I mean, I'm sorry, it was 7 points of damage? Is that what it was?
7 damage halved
Halved
to
3.
3, I believe.
Okay. So it does that. Groovy will again fire off a magic missile. Three, 4, 5, 9, 10 points damage. So he fires off a magic missile, and they come down and strike this white in between Aria and Oceleth, and it dies. It's just kind of holes are blown into it, and it falls to pieces. Oceleth will turn and attack the white next to him with his scimitars. Hits, and bonus action misses. So, 5, 8, 18, have 2, 9. So he slices kind of in a spinning pattern at this white next to him. Danton will attack out at this one with his dancing rapier, which he hits with.
Damage.
Oh, right, I forgot that. So 4, 6. Oh no, Oceleth isn't in the range. Never mind. So he hits and rolls 8 damage. 9. So 9 total damage. Was this? Do you remember if this is the one you've damaged yet? I think it was this one.
I believe so, because he was the one that was standing in front.
So this one's the damaged one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this guy, second one, was one standing next to it, right?
We'll say yes, because I don't remember.
Justin.
So the dancing rapier slashes and kind of stabs that one in the thigh.
Does that include Danton's 1d4 radiant damage?
Yes, yeah. He rolled a 1 on that.
I went from 8 to 9.
And there is technically a... No, it was... Yeah, it went from 8 to 9. And then there is technically an ally within 5 feet, so he will do sneak attack damage. Which is magical. And is a lot. So he stabs it in the thigh, and then it kind of wiggles, and the thing hits it kind of in the head, and it falls backwards and just disappears over the edge. Oh, Jesus. Disappears over the edge that way and just disappears.
Fucking
I know what happened.
Elise.
What happened?
Here you go.
Elise is going to
There's no Kraken.
cast Ray of Frost on this burning bitch over here.
Okay.
Why aren't there any
Roll
pistachios,
an attack roll.
Badger?
It's an 18 plus something.
You're not
Hits.
allowed to get Kraken.
What is that, a D something?
Should be a D8, I think.
Let's find out. Ray of Frost, where were you? I just had you up like 30 seconds ago.
Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost is a
Up
D8.
there.
And reduce speed by 10 feet, which doesn't really fucking matter all that much. But, oh, actually, you know what? Can I, change my mind?
Sure.
And go with Mind Sliver instead.
Yeah, so you continue incanting, and it rolls a 14 plus 1,
That's
15.
a pass, you stupid
So
son of a bitch.
it seems to shrug off your psychic attack, doesn't take any damage. Remi?
Right before Remi's turn, she is going to use her held action to do something that I'm not sure of yet.
Okay.
Dear Lord.
Because I thought I was closer to people than I was.
It's okay. Nobody's really that close to you either.
Hey, fuck you.
All right, Clint is.
Hey, fuck you.
Does anybody look particularly injured?
Niall? Ocelot has taken some hits as well.
So I will use my
But
held
he seems
action
fine.
to bonus action. Oh, do I have mass healing word?
Aria has taken some hits.
Justin's dad is Tupac.
I don't want to go check my iPad again, so I'm just going to healing word Niall
Okay.
You
as a
know
bonus action.
What do you say to him?
Barbar has 4 punk.
I say, you got this, man. I believe in you.
He just gives you a thumbs up, and he's like still kind of retching from the smoothie. He's like, I don't like the texture.
And that's a 3 plus my wisdom modifier, right?
Yeah, it should be 4, yeah.
7 total.
So he's looking a little better. There's
then-
some color back in his face.
Remi does.
It's my held action. Let's see if I move. Is Groovy actually making any attacks?
Yeah, he's doing magic missiles and stuff. Kind of scared. He's like, oh god! And there's like magic missiles flying up and coming down on things.
Can I help action through my Pseudodragon?
Yeah, the Pseudodragon can just use the help action.
Oh, okay.
It just has to be within range of the enemy.
Okay, so I am not going to move, but I will tell my Pseudodragon to come and hang out. Who needs the help right now?
Nobody, really. I mean, Aria
But did they get my bonusy stuff if I help
Oh,
action
no.
do
So
that?
you have to do that to get the bonus.
Tits. Okay, well,
I think
Then-
she meant whether she had a prepared dodge, not whether she just has it.
so I'm going to send the Pseudodragon, because this light's here, I'm going to send the Pseudodragon to come over here. And... wait, do I want to do that?
I don't know.
No, you guys got that covered.
Do we though?
That's what
Whoever
you like
she's
to-
talking about is super fucking dead.
I'm pretty sure she's talking about me, which is
Well, I was going to send it over here to
Mhm.
help these guys out, but, like, there's 3 on 2. I think you got it covered.
one of those 3 is half damage on every attack,
Maybe 3 on 2. There's
and undead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over there. What was that spell you could cast? The what D4 radiant one?
Crusader's Mantle.
Crusader's Mantle.
Yeah, but they're not within the radius over there, which is why I was thinking of sending the Pseudodragon over to help action them. And it has to be within 5 feet of the enemy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it over here. Who's doing the half damage right now?
The undead is, but also Aria, one of her 2 attacks is going to always be half damage.
One of your 2 attacks is going to be half damage?
Yeah, Oculus has 3 attacks that I believe are all full damage.
But also remember, flanking gives him advantage, and help gives him advantage, so you have to figure that out.
So you could have it go help out Ocelot for at least the first of 3 attacks.
Badger, is your ring of fire only towards enemies?
No, it's
No.
anybody in that, like,
Anybody
just on the
within that
outside of that circle.
Just on the outside, so if I move the Pseudodragon over here, they wouldn't get damaged?
Yeah, it's like
It's
10
time.
feet. It's 10 feet.
It's 10 feet, so I'm pretty sure that one would.
It would
That
still.
would.
Yeah, it's 10 feet. I'm saying, like, this is the square it's in. So this is 10 feet. This would
Okay.
be a safe square.
Yeah, I
So the
assume,
Pseudodragon will come up here and use the help action.
Okay.
I assume it's technically this square here.
It's a
Yeah.
fuck, I'll just make it the entire fucking area here.
Yes.
Apologize, swear to the Dark Lord.
Which one? So you sold your soul to a few of them now.
Remi will hold her action from there.
Okay. Undead's turn. You hear this undead over here. Reb sees like the wall of fire and sees how burnt they're getting and says, "Brother, you must help them." And you see this Deathlock here runs this direction. I believe it does enter your range.
Cheers, bitch.
Well, actually, technically, it's already in your range there. Or no, it's not. Never mind. So, but it does enter your range.
Okay.
There.
Oh, there it is.
It would be there or here, whatever is.
So we'll say there.
Let's go.
Would you like to attack?
Yes.
Go ahead.
God damn it.
God
God.
damn it.
Damn it.
10.
10 misses, so it ducks your blow.
No, I'm not judging you. I just think it's funny.
And we'll run to there, and
You
then
may as well throw the cannons
it does
in the
take
crease. We'll get a
damage
bunch
at the start of its turn, right?
It takes it because it entered it for the first time there.
more.
So
And
it
also,
failed the
I
deck
forget-
save.
Moves on your titties.
I forget how you've ruled it before, whether right now in the start of its turn these 5 take the damage or
Let me read the spell. Let me read the
I
spell.
always forget how we rule it on that. If they get a chance to move or if they get like double damage before they even get a turn.
Double damage. Double damage. Because it procs when it's cast. And then
So
it also
they have
procs
to end their
when it's
turn
checked.
there.
This enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there, so that's why I'm.
Select the creature.
Enters the wall, I
So,
think actually means like steps
On the
into
one
it.
that I'm seeing, it doesn't say anything about it doesn't say anything about entering its turn or entering the space on its turn. It only says it takes damage when you end your turn there.
When it ends within the 10.
Oh wait, hold on. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn. Yeah. So the way I'm reading it, like as it moves into the fire, it takes damage. And then after that, every time it ends its turn, it takes damage. So they would have to leave the space and come back in for them to take the 2 damage, the double damage again.
Okay.
So this one enters.
He takes right now though.
Yeah, he takes 5d8, and then if he lives, he will rush over here.
You know, these are burning.
That's 16.
16.
That's terrible.
So he's burning and kind of putting his hands up and running. They're clearly trying to complete some sort of ritual. They're going to roll a roll. And they succeeded. So as this is happening, Reb, you look over and you see some of the fire of your wall of fire is kind of joining together and starts to form some sort of elemental creature that they're summoning.
Shit,
They
you're
haven't
helping.
They haven't completed it yet, but they're on the verge of completing this summoning.
Okay. Are they ending their turn there, or should I just go ahead and roll the damage? For
They are ending their turn there.
Okay. Just go ahead, do that way, do the rest.
It's just a little baby elemental.
So yeah, roll that damage. Then you also hear this white next to you, Reb. As you're seeing that, he says, "We can't allow them to continue. Take them over the edge." And the whites around you, Aria and Osceola, they try to grab you. So roll an acrobatics or an athletics check, Aria. I rolled a 19, unfortunately.
Oh fuck! I rolled a 16.
So it grapples you and is going to move at half movement. So it tries to move you off. The way this works is you will be rolling another athletics or acrobatics check to avoid falling off the edge. So
Okay.
roll high. You also have disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
And damage.
What was that?
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. So the
I don't even know that's physically
this
possible.
one does
Five
burn.
and eight.
This one does burn to death, but then this other Deathlock White does move and take its spot and is continuing the ritual. The rest of them are still alive. Oh, nope, they just died. By 1 point, I think. Ah, nope, they're still alive with 1 HP. They have 37 hit points, and you've done 36 damage to them. So they are still alive.
Justin, did you want that acrobatics check now or later?
Now, please.
19?
19. So he rolled a 15 plus 0. No, that's the wrong one. They're dealing with a white. 17 total for him. So he does not pull you over the edge, but he is trying real hard. The other undead is going to try to grab Osuleth for a 10.
Let's say, is he hanging over the edge at the
He
moment?
is, but he's grappling you.
Okay.
So he rolled a 10, and Osuleth is just kind of keeping him at bay with the scimitar and is not in danger of falling. The white in front of you, Reb, is going to try to grab you as well. So roll an athletics check or an acrobatics check. Natural 20, 22 for me. As soon as I needed these athletics checks, the rolls started coming through.
You
Apparently.
just also get a disadvantage.
No?
Displace your
It's technically not an attack roll. Let me read the Displace Your Cloak. I think we've gone over this before, but...
I'm pretty sure, and I'm
me
pretty
take
sure
the
I'm just pulling some shit out my ass now.
let me
An
take
attack
the-
rolls against me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an attack roll. It's technically a contested ability check. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 17, so nope.
So it grapples you and is going to try to take you over the edge as well. So I roll another athletics or acrobatics check.
Alrighty.
All right, and I'm sorry. The way this works, Odge, is you're technically over the edge too, because it can, with a grapple, move you at half movement against your will. So you're both over the edge, but you have grabbed the ledge and you're basically hanging like that.
Got it.
Yeah. And then athletics acrobatics check for you, Reb. 12 for me.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, 10 plus 2.
11.
This one just double legs you, and you disappear over the edge and are gone.
Let me check something.
You hear Reb screaming, and then the scream just kind of trails and disappears.
Wait.
Danton will have a chance to maybe grab you, because there isn't an opportunity attack. So, roll a charisma check.
Me?
Yeah. Because Danton is a chaotic good character, and he will
I
want
get advantage
he will-
because he was working with me.
he will want to save you, but not at the cost of his own life. And unfortunately, though you did not rebuff him, I don't feel like you did enough to get advantage. So just a charisma check.
No, I don't blame you on that one. Clint, 5, 10, 15, 20-ish. Can I say that's within pew pew range?
Yes, yeah.
When she disappeared off, he was within range.
Yes.
Reb's gonna fucking die.
What'd you roll?
That's motherfucking not one.
Yeah,
That was motherfucking that one.
Reb disappears, and her scream just disappears in the distance below. you.
Podcast Featherfall. So she's still falling, but,
Hey, wait, hold on.
She's falling still. Yeah.
Reb is falling.
Yes.
but
Could
slowly.
the Pseudodragon attempt to catch her?
No, it's too
Dragon's the size
small.
of a chihuahua.
Yeah, it's too small. It would.
like,
It
okay.
could grab her and go over the edge if that's what you want.
Could it have helped her keep balance?
No. Because you did use its action already. Like if it had a held action, maybe. But
Oh,
it's.
Remi has a held action.
But you don't really have much you can do with it.
Yes, I do.
What are you gonna do?
I can cast levitate. I think. Let me check. Hold on.
Do you have that prepared?
About to find out.
Pretty sure I do.
Is it touch or range?
range?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Let's find it. Go get a shot.
Did you say fine? I get a shot.
No, I said let's go check. And you walk out there. I'm like, let's go get a shot. That's how you're checking.
No, my shots are in the room.
So basically, it takes you out over the edge that way.
Well, that's how she gets her, her camera time. We make sure her shots are in the room.
Apparently.
I do, in fact, have levitate prepared.
So you would like to levitate Reb?
I will. Is that? It's 60 feet, so I can cast levitate.
Okay, so you levitate her there in the air.
So Reb is both levitating and feather.
We're gonna go back and figure out whether Morgan actually had a held action at this moment or not.
I definitely do, 100%.
So that
I
is
didn't know what
all
else
of
to do, so I
the
said I hold my
undead, right? Yeah. Okay. Aria, your go. So you're currently hanging off the platform. A white has you around the midsection, kind of grabbing you, and is just kind of pulling you and trying to leverage you away from the platform off the edge.
Okay, and this thing is barely touched. So I will yell up to the fucking Deathlock. Help! Fucking help me!
And what would you like it to do? What does help mean in this instance?
Use the do whatever it can for a quote-unquote help action, even if it's shooting like a couple of grave bolts at the thing to try and.
So it can help you basically.
Yes, I would like to use the help action.
Okay. And then what is Aria doing?
Aria is going to try and kick this fucker into...
technically it goes on Tombe's turn? Does it have a held action?
No, that's the thing.
I understand.
I was doing that and more expecting, okay,
if
this fails, if its turn comes up before the undead, then it can at least make an attempt at it, possibly. So I would like to try and kick this thing in the face since it's holding onto my ankles, and just drop it into the pit.
So, you're attacking now.
I'm trying to break the grapple.
Break the grapple, okay. 16 for me.
Would that still be an acrobatics check? Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an athletics or an acrobatics check. So matter. 16 for me, and yours was a 14.
13.
Okay, 13. So you don't succeed. You're just kind of trying to get it off without falling over the edge, and it is holding tight. Eno's turn. He will just kind of move forward and survey. He sees what's going on down there. And is gonna make a roll. You see him kind of look over it and kind of he seems to be thinking something, and he kind of shakes his head and then doesn't do anything. Tombe, your go, and the Deathlock as well.
The Deathlock like to take a step forward and try to shoot a couple of grave bolts at the thing to knock it off of Aria's ankles.
Okay, roll an attack.
Would it be an attack or?
Well, so it depends on what are you trying to do damage, or what is the mechanical thing you're trying to do?
I'm trying to break the grapple.
So you could yeah. So I technically I don't think other creatures can break grapples unless it says so, and so this is just like the generic grapple. So like the way you would accomplish that is just a help action.
Okay.
I'm looking up the rules on just grappling.
Okay, I wasn't sure because if anything, I was just flavoring it as it seems like it might be able to as just the blowback from the grave bolts might be.
Well, so there's no like pushing effect on it, right?
I know.
Yeah, no. So unless if it pushed, yeah, but in this case, damage isn't going to help you. And then grappling check. Creature can use. Yeah, so it doesn't say anything. Other creatures can't help you with the grappled condition. There's like features and attacks of monsters that say that other people can help you, but just the grappled condition is just the grapple action doesn't work that way. So the way you would accomplish that is a help action. You could flavor that however you like, grave bolts or whatnot. So it's firing grave bolts down and trying to help you break free.
Yeah, just using the help action to keep her from falling into the pit.
The hag's turn, they move up a little ways. And and Tombe, his turn proper.
Tombe is...
You see Maud start to try to fly out of your pocket, and Eno just grabs her by the ankle and doesn't let her fly close to the firewall.
Thank you, Eno. And at that point, since he did that, since my hands were full, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at that one in the back.
This one?
Wrong mode. No.
This one?
That one. One of the ones hit by the firewall.
They're all hit by the firewall.
18 to hit.
18 hits. So it has 1 hit point. So if you roll higher than a 2, you succeed. So this one takes an arrow and just kind of slumps and then is burned to death.
I got one.
Oh.
And he only has 1 attack, so
Hags went, Clint, your go.
Okay, Clint, he's basically just gonna delete the rest of them. I mean, he's got a plus 12 to hit, so unless I roll like a nat 1, he can pretty much
go ahead.
Down.
You already rolled 2 in a row, so.
Wow!
Remi had to save you with a levitate that she may or may not have had a held action for.
Where is Remi? Where is Rem on initiative?
She disappeared because I deleted her mini. Do you remember what you rolled? For,
if she's still concentrating on the wall of fire.
I feel like it was maybe a...
It was...
13 or a 12, maybe?
13 for Reb. 13 for Reb. I just looked up again.
So, Reb, you did actually have a turn, so what do you want to do? Okay. You're floating out over the edge. There's a white grappling you, trying to pull you out of the air.
So my concept here is what I want to do is, since I'm imagining almost like we're wrestling, and we're levitating, pull him a little bit so that his back is facing this way. Stick my ring.
So you can only move by pulling or pushing a fixed object. So you can't move at all unless you have something that can like reach the edge and give you some sort of push.
Instead of fixed, would it be possible for them to rotate?
I mean, you can rotate. You can rotate in your space, but like technically you can't move because like you're not grappling him. So you could rotate in his grip, but you can't, like, you're not grabbing him currently. You have both hands on the scythe still. And so, like, if you were to grapple him, then you could move him. I would let you do that.
Reb rotate around him using it as a stable point, except just moving relative to it.
Like, again, if you were grappling it, yes. You could. I would let you rotate around.
What if she was grappling it with her scythe, by having the scythe sticking out of it?
If she were to take the grapple action and succeed, yes.
Damn.
So my idea here is, it did say on that I can kind of move up and down, but it's grappling me.
No, so Remi can move you up and down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way,
Wait,
I'm gonna.
I can move her with the levitate?
Yeah, like, because you're the one levitating, so you can move her. Like, again, it's just supposed to be like an object. It's not supposed to be a person necessarily. So, like, you're controlling the levitation.
Well, it says if you're the target, you can move up and down as part of my move. Either way, what I want to try and do...
No, so it says you can change the target's altitude. Oh, wait, hold on. If you are the target... Oh, that's interesting.
You as the spellcaster.
Oh, Odge is right. So if it means, like, if Remi targeted herself, she could move up and down.
Okay. Either way, I want to stick my ring in that thing's gut, use the ring of the ram, try to blow it away from me, and if I can, do myself a little bit more upward as I'm shooting at it.
So, roll an attack roll. Is it a ranged attack? It's a is it a ranged spell attack?
It just says make an attack roll.
Okay. Make an attack roll. I'll take a peek just to make sure. Ring of Ram. Yeah, just an attack roll. Doesn't say, so.
Alright, so let's try just one charge on it.
Okay.
Do this.
Is levitation concentration, by the way? I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Hey.
Yeah. So do you want to not do that then?
No, I'll draft or vitality.
Okay.
Good choice. Good choice.
That's a 9 to hit.
9 does not hit. So a spectral ram just splashes across it and runs off into the distance. So Clint's.
Action do it on an attack. Oh, motherfucker.
Yes, it's an action.
Oh shit.
Too late.
Yep.
Clint. Clint, did we roll attacks yet?
Not yet.
I forget.
No, because they're still loading.
I don't think so. Anyway, him back there. Hey, nat 20.
He kills it, probably, because it has 1 hit point.
Here.
Maybe spend the nat 20 on this one.
Which one?
This one, because it's taken the least damage.
All right. Well, that one it was a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay, you hit
Does it
it.
have 1 hit point also?
No, that one came from the other side, so it had much more hit points.
Oh shit. Okay.
I think he meant the one up in the corner up here with the dirty 20.
No, it was this one that came from this direction. It ran over and down.
No, he was pinging
I
the one
thought-
up here.
Yeah.
I thought I hit him with the dirty 20. This guy. I mean the nat 20.
But I'm suggesting maybe attack this one instead. With the
He's
natural.
not dead, so that's what's messing with me.
This one.
Attack that one with that. Oh, do you want me to? Oh, you're like retconning.
I'm directing your damage to the one that is the least damaged.
Okay. Yes, I got it. Wing. Fuck this. Fuck this. 8 damage.
The dice gods do not abide. Okay. So you sink an arrow, a bolt into the back of its head, but that one probably just had a really thick skull because it barely went in.
Does this guy have 1 hit point?
The other 3 all have 1 hit point.
All right. So let me just shoot over on this one then, just to kill him.
Okay.
27.
Yeah, kills it. So you're pissed about that, you just fire and kill that one.
I'll go for that one over there.
Okay.
Top right. Fucking ass hell. 28 to hit.
Yeah, kills it. Last one.
I thought it was all 3 of my attacks.
But that bonus action attack, yeah. With the hand crossbow.
I don't have it out.
Oh, gotcha, okay. So you killed 2 of them.
Yeah.
The Natus's
Off
turn.
his head.
Osculith is going to try to move and shove this one, so he makes an athletics check. Osculith. Oof. He tries to shove it off, and it doesn't move. It just kind of slides back. Groovy sees Remi do that and thinks, and then he also will try to levitate the one in front of him. Is there a save involved?
Con save if they're not willing.
Gotcha.
Which one is he trying to
Fails. So it just kind of lifts off and is just kind of floating in the air. And he says, "Push it! Push it!" And he's just kind of making this motion in his head, or with his hands. Nile kind of looks over and sees you, Reb. Says, "No!" And he tries to lasso you with a rope. So he's going to roll an attack roll with a rope.
Who does that?
Nile does. 14 to hit you, Reb. Does that hit you, Reb?
Nope.
So the rope just falls short and kind of just disappears in the darkness.
Does Reb want to catch it? If so, could Nile have advantage?
He has disadvantage because of the Displacer Cloak.
Make it a straight roll if Reb is trying to catch
Right, and I rolled 2 14s.
it. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
So that's his turn. Danton will see that going on. And kind of doesn't know what to do, so he'll hold an action. Elise, here you go.
Elise can't do much to help.
Aside from...
Shoot it in the dick. Shoot it in the dick.
Wait, what's that do?
I don't know.
Shooting in the dick would cause damage.
He can't grapple me if he's dead.
Okay, Morgan, I'm sorry, but your webcam is really annoying me because it reminds me of any person's webcam who's over the age of 35, where you can only see their eyes and above.
Not
I'm
that the
sorry,
profile picture.
I'm an old person in spirit.
And in liver.
And you're a drunkard in heart.
Okay, who do I think is probably more in danger right now?
Aria and Reb. They're both
Aria-
fucked.
Who do I think is more in danger?
Reb is currently floating above a pit. You can't even really see Aria. She just kind of is disappearing. You just see an arm kind of hanging on the...
Can I... Oh, shit.
Fucking asshole.
I mean, you pick. I mean, you know as much as everybody else does who's fucked and who's not.
Can I see this guy that's hanging on to Aria right here?
No, not enough to attack. They're like fully hanging over the edge.
Not enough to attack in any way, shape, or form.
Well, it depends on like what spell you're doing.
Insinuation.
Let me read the spell.
Insinuation.
Do you have to see the thing?
It does say within, yeah, you can see within range, 60 feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
What if you try, jumping down, and then running over and helping?
Elise is not a dexterous bitch.
That's a 20-foot jump.
She's like, I got you! And she runs and just leaps into the darkness, like...
No, she doesn't even jump, just runs. We're all fucked!
It's like Aria when she ran at the, what was it, the boat act, just running and just to faceplant.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to think about that, even though that was just right outside.
Feels like it was a week ago, huh?
About a week ago.
What are you doing, Elise?
Well, I'd really like to help out Aria, but she's kind of like not. If I moved over.
A lost cause is what you're saying?
Wow.
cut your losses. Cut your losses.
Hey, Morgan.
Where would I have to go?
Would you like the lightning bolt her? I'll let you do that.
I would like to call lightning.
It works.
Oh, I'm having fucking PTSD flashback.
Is it stormy in here? Can I max damage?
Yes, very stormy, yeah.
I commit suicide?
Where would I have to move to be able to see this guy for Elise?
Basically, like, right up on top of it. Because, like, I imagine, like, it's hanging below Aria, basically. And they're already below you. It's like an angle problem. So you'd have to be, like, up on this platform to get a view of it.
Or, like, right there, probably. Maybe right there.
Maybe right here.
Platform.
Maybe right about there. Over here, you could definitely see.
What is the likelihood of me falling off if I tried to jump this gap right here?
It's a well, there's an acrobatics check involved. Or maybe an athletics check. I'll say it's an athletics check. It depends on how far you can jump. And we'll see what happens.
Athletics or
If I were to quantify it.
I can't tell you until you do it.
Morgan, if it's anything similar to what I had to do, if you were to quantify it...
Take a risk! I mean, come on, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen, Elise?
TPK.
Dude, there's something drawing you towards the edge of that platform. There's something that you want to make that jump. Something inside you is saying to make that jump.
Alright, hold on.
Justin, stop appealing to her alcoholic side.
Take a risk.
She's taking a shot. Oh no.
You know, I took a shot right before, I jailbroke Kate. So.
Fair enough.
But to be fair, you weren't 7 shots deep at that point of the night.
She's only 6 shots
that was your first.
It might be more.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah.
This is her first.
Elise is going to get a running start and attempt to jump
Okay,
Over
what
here.
is your strength score?
Oh no.
12.
Strength or dex? Can I do dex?
It is your strength score.
To be
11.
fair,
11. You
that's
can
5
you
foot
can
gap.
make it. Roll an acrobatics check or an athletics check.
What's my DC?
The
You'll
DC
find out.
is 12.
It sounds like it would be 12 still.
Ooh.
Oh no.
That just passes. Well, that matches. It matches. Does that
So
pass?
you take 10 points of falling damage halved to 5, and you land on your feet in that square.
Okay. And then I still have, let's see, I was right here. So is that 4 squares of movement?
Yeah, so you have 2 left.
Now, would I be able to see this motherfucker from here? Where
Enough
would I-
enough to make an attack roll. We'll say 3/4 cover. Because the
in
platform in
this
Aria
station,
is
I
in the
think
way.
it's not an attack.
Yeah, that doesn't matter if it's a save, obviously.
Oh, where, it doesn't matter if it's a save?
Yeah, because cover doesn't affect saves unless they're a dex save.
Okay, so I need it to make a wisdom save, and please fucking fail. I would really appreciate it.
Wisdom is a +1, and it rolls an 8. So it's a
That's
9.
a fail.
What happens?
So it takes D12 psychic damage,
Okay.
which is a 6.
Okay.
And then I believe it is also incapacitated.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so it takes... So it's, the wisdom save is whether or not it's incapacitated, it takes the damage anyway.
Okay.
Because it failed, it is incapacitated, and it takes the 12 damage, or 6 damage.
Okay. Let me,
Incapacitated until when?
end of the next turn.
Incapacitated.
Until it's
It can make
recapacitated.
another wisdom saving throw. Wait. At the end of its turn, it takes. Wait. Okay, so hold up.
Yes.
You unleash a torrent of conflicting desires in the mind of one creature you can see within range, impairing its ability to make a decision. The target must succeed
Hey,
on
sounds like you and
a
alcohol.
saving throw or be incapacitated. So it failed, so it's incapacitated. At the end of its turn, it takes 1d12 psychic damage, and
Okay.
it can make another wisdom saving throw. So I don't know if that happens at the end of its turn. Or
Yeah,
if that
so
happens-
it'll so that damage it takes will happen at the end of its turn.
Okay, but otherwise it is incapacitated for now.
Yes.
Thank you
So,
much.
Remi, your turn.
Remi is going to bonus action command the Pseudodragon to come and wrap itself around the furthest appendage of Reb
Okay.
from this fucker
So we'll say
and start kind of pulling it towards the
Okay, so
ledge.
what's its movement?
Its movement is... That's a damn good question. I don't know.
40
It's
feet
like
flying would be my
think
guess. 60 feet.
I think it's 60 flying, if I remember correctly.
60 feet flying.
So we'll do half movement because it's grappling Reb, and then but half it's a tiny creature.
Yes.
Oh, this
But
is
it's
tough.
also... Okay, so she is also levitating. Actually,
Let me
I lied.
see.
That's not what I want to do.
Okay.
I lied. Because I can move her with my levitation. So I'm going to... Is it only elevation? Can I move her side to side, or is it only up and down?
Only vertically.
I think it's only vertically. No, so otherwise you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range.
Which is like 60 feet or some shit.
Yeah, so you can move her side to side if you like.
Oh, okay. So, then instead, I will tell the Pseudodragon to... What is it, 60 feet flying? Is that where my pseudo was? Or was it...
here.
60
right there.
flying.
So the Pseudodragon is going to be commanded bonus action wise to come over here and help action Aria
Okay.
to climb back up.
Okay.
And Remi will use her levitate action bullshit to pull Reb back towards the ledge here. I
ledge?
would.
Yeah, it doesn't
like
really
to-
say like how far you can move the target, so I'm gonna assume 20 feet in any direction.
Or which ledge are you trying to do?
It doesn't matter because you're equal distance from both. The idea with it, though, is I want to kind of do it slow enough that she can try to shake this bitch.
Well, it does matter because this is all fucking fire.
Oh, okay. This ledge or this ledge?
We'll see the second
That
one.
one.
So you can get her to here, and then you know that if you move her further, the white is just going to go with her.
Yeah, so ideally, I don't know how it would work mechanically. I want to move her slow enough that she can shake that bitch to get her off so she's not...
She can't unless she uses an action to do so.
So can I hold my action to move her until the thing is released?
Yep. Absolutely.
So that is how I will do that.
Okay. Undead's turn. I'm sorry, they didn't take fire damage at the end of their turn last time, did they?
Nope, they did not.
So this one is super dead.
Oh yeah, I only did the guy.
And then roll a roll 5d8.
Well,
You only did.
he gets in trouble because when he came in and then he ended his turn there, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I did not do that second part then.
So 5d8.
Roll big.
$26.
I believe that does it.
Toasty.
Oh yeah, 45, and you did 46. So it just kind of turns to ash as the fire rolls over. You see this elemental that's forming is kind of malformed and not completely there. And there is kind of a bursting noise, and smoke is kind of expelled through the wall of fire. And there is some sort of entity remaining within the circle, and it's kind of screeching. And it flies towards you guys at a blinding pace, off into the distance. And as it flies, it kind of bursts outwards and just covers the entire battlefield with fire. So
Would I be able to get it, or was it like immune to fire? It wouldn't take anything if it hits the if it gets the damage going through the wall for the first time.
I mean, it's
immune to fire damage.
Okay.
So
well,
everybody takes 5 points of fire damage.
Everybody or
everybody.
Even the people way over here?
Yeah, it just spreads out into a giant figure of fire that basically fills the entire battlefield, and everybody takes 5 points of damage.
Just making sure. And now now Aria is officially bloody.
Evan. Maud takes damage and goes unconscious in Nino's hand, and he kind of like taps her and says, help! And he is just looking for help. He kind of turns around. Niall has a held action. He will cure wounds Maud, so she comes back up alive. Mark off cure wounds.
That sprite has gone through so much.
Okay, 5 points of damage here. 5 points of damage here. And Remi, I need you to make a con save.
Why a con save?
Because you took damage.
Oh, right.
Oh shit, me too.
We'll see if the levitate drops.
Save for it.
It's con save. DC 10.
DC 10, that's okay. I rolled an 11 plus
So
1.
levitate's still up.
18, the fire's still up.
So that is still up as well.
I've already assumed that Pass Without a Trace has ended after all this shit.
So the white on you, Aria, is incapacitated. I checked. That means it can't use reactions or actions, but it can still move. So it is going to try to force movement you off the platform.
It can move while incapacitated?
Yes. Generally, incapacitated effects will also specify that their movement is 0, or it will specify that they're unconscious. It is neither, so it can still move.
Interesting.
So it can't use an action. It currently has grappled, and it will just use its own movement to force movement you 3 squares off the edge.
Hold that thought one moment.
I can't. You're all the way in Everett.
Oh, fuck you.
She's trying to save you right now.
For real, right? Just let him drop now.
So okay, what's the bard spell that incapacitates people?
Hypnotic pattern.
So I would like to argue that this is a UA spell and may not be worded perfectly.
We're going
So
to
it
use
does
the wording that is in UA, unfortunately. I know that hypnotic pattern specifies that their movement's 0, and then Monk's stun effect does incapacitate things, but it also specifies that it's a stunned creature, and a stunned creature can't move, but an incapacitated creature can still move.
So what does incapacitation do then?
They can't use actions or reactions, so they couldn't attack. He couldn't, like, re-grapple him, but he can still move. So since he currently has a grapple active, he can force movement.
Let
me read.
Is there a save involved with that, or is there something involved with that on Aria's end?
Yeah, there's a save.
Okay.
Well, it's not a save. It's a contested athletics check, because if we were up on the platform, there wouldn't be a roll associated. But whenever I'm trying to move something off a cliff, I always have a roll associated with that.
So would Aria get advantage due to the Pseudodragon's help action?
Yeah, so it's advantage but disadvantage because of exhaustion, so it's a straight roll, athletics or acrobatics check.
And then also advantage because the deathlocks help, so it's an at advantage.
I see. There's a case there. There's a case there. Interesting.
Hashtag elven accuracy.
Essentially.
Here's the thing. Usually, the rules are that advantages and disadvantages don't stack. I usually count them. The problem is the Pseudodragon is so small that it can't lift you. So while it could help on an attack roll, I don't see a viable way that it could help you in this situation.
So
I'm giving you a single advantage in this case, in this very specific case. If that was a full creature, I feel like, or a medium creature or a small creature, I could see it. But in this specific case, it's tiny. Like, it can't prevent you from falling over the edge, really.
Okay. Could I have had because the idea was to have the Pseudodragon come and help her up. Could I have had it move? Like,
the Pseudodragon is also dead, right? Because it took... How much damage did it take? It took 5 points of damage. Is it dead?
I think it has 7 hit points.
Just take a peek.
I checked.
Take a peek.
Yeah, 7 hit points.
Okay, so it is still alive.
So if I had it move there instead, because the idea was for it to help, I figured that would be close enough. But if it needs to be closer, that's still within its movement range. Could it, rather than trying to lift her up, almost essentially like attack at the hands, like kind of like? So
it can attack it for damage, or it can try to shove it, maybe. But it is grappled, so there's a chance that if it succeeds on shoving it, Aria might go with, basically.
I wasn't picturing shoving it. I was, because it's got like a little stinger attack. It's got a little bite attack. So
it can attack.
Like attacking at its little hands, like not necessarily doing damage, but like biting at it and kind of making it uncomfortable to a point that it lets go. And it
can attack for damage, but it can't. What that would be mechanically is helping with the grapple check. But again, I don't feel like it's feasible that would help. Enough to, like, offset the disadvantage-advantage thing. Like, if there was a full... Again, if Oculeth was the one helping, I would give you the double advantage, and they would cancel out, and you would have advantage. But I don't feel like the Pseudodragon should have enough to have it be, like, an offsetting advantage in this case.
So if I attack the... whatever the fuck enemy that is, the white thing, would that be enough to offset it?
No, it would just do damage. You would have a chance to kill it if you've done enough damage to it.
Is it pretty damaged?
Roll a perception check for the Pseudodragon.
What's the Pseudodragon's perception?
I don't know.
At this point, honestly,
I don't know either.
I don't even remember how much damage we've done to that one, but it's not a lot.
Passive perception is 13.
What it roll on? So it's a +3 then. And then if it's at advantage because of perception or for sight, it can roll advantage.
Yeah, advantage on wisdom and perception checks that rely on sight, hearing, or smell. So advantage +3. Natural 20.
It is not bloodied.
just in that fire elemental thing, when it cruised over and did that damage, was it like blowing up as it did that, or is it just kind of shooting out
It flies off into the distance, so you actually see it continue flying and then just disappear in the darkness away from us.
Okay.
Quick question. Would you say the fire damage also happened to all of the undead that were around as well?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would like to have the Pseudodragon attack that thing then with a sting attack.
Okay.
Because it does
Roll an
have the
attack.
potential to poison.
Okay, so yeah, roll an attack. It's immune to poison, unfortunately.
I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah.
I was
Oh,
waiting.
is it?
I was waiting
Yeah.
till she rolled.
It's immune to poison.
It's undead, so it's immune to poison.
You know
You're gonna
what?
see my face on camera when that happens. I'm just like,
What are you doing, Morgan? Make a decision.
Still attacking it like that.
Okay.
Because that's a 15 plus
That
4,
hits.
so a 19.
That hits.
Well, damn, because I was looking forward to that disadvantage on the attack rolls and ability checks. That's okay. I'll still
something
take the
it can't
damage.
make 'em.
What was the damage? What's a
Damage
piercing damage?
is Piercing damage. 1d4 plus 2. Ooh, 6.
So 3 points of damage to it. And that's the end of the Pseudodragon. So, Aria, give me an athletics, acrobatics check, just a straight roll. 17 for me.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Come on, Aria. Save.
That doesn't look good. What'd you roll?
It's got a plus 10.
What'd you roll?
5.
Oof.
Ugh.
Aria disappears over the
Rolled
edge.
So fucking shittily this entire time so far.
Disappears over the edge. You
Need
hear
roll better.
a screaming noise.
Bitch, I'm trying.
And she disappears. This undead is levitating up in the air and is trying to reach for things, but can't. The other undead sees this levitation happening, is going to try to figure out who's levitating with a perception check.
Justin, can you not
9.
delete me next time so that way I can still punch to the thing while I'm falling? Because fuck that thing.
Okay. What was your
Yeah,
what was
for
your
real, I would do
initiative?
that with Reb. It
It
was like a 22 or some shit.
It was
23.
fairly high. I think it was a 21.
Okay.
Shoot. No.
So,
no. It was right after the undead, so I think it was like a
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Because I went right after them.
Tom 12.
So what is it going to do? So it looks around trying to figure out who is casting the levitate spell and doesn't seem to know. And is just going to attack Reb twice. So once with a life drain, 9 to hit, and then once with a long sword.
Is it still disadvantaged where I'm grappled?
Yes. So the second attack with a long sword is a 19 total.
That hits.
So although it's grappling you with the life drain hand, it misses with that, but hits you for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Remember, you hurting?
So that's it.
No, that just killed my temp HP right there.
Reb, your go.
Oh, congratulations. You still have temp HP.
Wait, Morgan,
roll
get back,
roll
this is
a roll a con save for the damage. DC 10, James.
Still here.
Oh yeah.
I'm still
not good.
listening.
Woo! Nope. 4. Wall goes
So
down.
the wall of fire just rumbles to a small smoldering bit of marble. What do you want to do on your turn? Oh, and Aria, it's your turn as well. So when do you want to? You can take your punches.
At this point, I'm just going to, with what little bit I have, I'm just going to use the sword, making sure not to drop and just beating the shit out of this fucker that just dragged me off. Because why the fuck not? I'm falling. So the first one's an 18 to hit.
Hits.
Second one is 19 to hit.
Hits.
7 magic
Okay.
and 6 non-magic.
Okay.
No, sorry. 10 non-magic.
this number. Okay. Reb, you go.
So Justin, on that, right before he went, I'd like to do a reaction.
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke.
Right. Okay. Fire damage. Dex save,
How
yeah?
many? Yeah, Dex save.
It fails. Should be 2d10? Oh, no, but it's Warlock spell slot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's a 3rd level spell, so 4d10?
5d10, I think.
Should be 4d10? It's 2d10 at first, 3d10 at second. Oh, but it's a 4th level slot, so yeah, 5d10.
5d10.
Yeah. Or there you are.
$35 damage.
35?
35.
So it has taken 11 points of damage. And you did 35 points of damage, which brings it to 46, and it has 45 hit points. So you, as it strikes you, the armor just expels blue flames that burn it to a cinder. It goes limp and just falls into the darkness below you, and we're out of combat. Because this one will shortly be pushed over the edge by Gruby and dropped. And it disappears as well.
And then Remi eventually gets me back over here.
Yeah, and she moves you over to the edge and plops you down.
And every turn, Aria is using her turn to reaction slow fall.
So you are punching it. So Aria, technically, we're still in combat, so we're gonna sort that out.
Okay.
Aria, it's gonna attack you twice. One longsword, 8 to hit with the longsword, and then life drain is a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And then it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I don't have anything else I can do because I don't have enough levels to do that, which would be actually really helpful in this location, but oh well. I am going to swing once.
Okay.
12 to hit. I think
Misses.
Swing twice. That's 10 to hit.
Misses.
Or not 10, 20.
Hits.
Math. 8 damage on magic.
Okay. So you're slicing at it, sawing. It attacks you twice. Longsword. 18 to hit. Yeah, what's that?
Matches.
If we were like over at the edge or so, would we be able to look down and see
No,
what's happening?
she falls 500 feet instantly. And none of your dark visions go that far.
Is it just like an infinite pit?
Yeah. 18 to hit with the longsword.
Matches.
So you take 6 points of damage. And then a 15 to hit with the life drain.
Misses.
So it slices you once. Your turn.
I will try to slice it again.
Okay.
Don't fuck me. Okay, that's pretty good. 17 plus.
Hits.
That'll hit.
So, I have a question.
Yeah.
Once I get Reb back onto a platform,
Uh-huh.
could I send the... Well, I guess I would send the Pseudodragon after Aria anyway.
It can never catch her.
It would never be able to catch her?
Yeah, she falls 500 feet around, and
What if it just drops?
it would still never catch her because he would be moving at a
Oh.
constant pace.
Well, I think just to keep a note of where it is, of where she is, question mark? I don't know. Never mind. Doesn't matter. 9 points of damage. Magic.
Okay.
And the second swing is another 17 plus.
Hits.
6 points of non-magic.
43, and it will attack you, longsword. 16 to hit,
Misses.
and natural 20 with the life drain.
That misses.
Oof, is what I'm going to say to that. So you take 8 points of necrotic damage,
That hurts.
and then roll a con save. So it grabs you kind of by the throat, and you feel cold energy kind of spread across your throat. You feel like there's smoke in your lungs. 15 succeeds, so there's no other negative effects. Your turn.
First attack. God, I really wish I could get sneak attack at the moment. First attack is an 18 to hit. Hits.
Hits, yeah.
10 damage.
It dies. So you finally kind of just stab it through the head. You might hear the Pseudodragon trying to catch you above, but you fall, and everybody in the Pseudodragon eventually does hear Aria's cries for help eventually just fade away. No matter how far the Pseudodragon falls or moves, it never catches her and never finds her.
I still have my bag though, right?
Yes, yeah.
How far up behind me is the Pseudodragon?
Too far.
It probably dove down like right after me, right?
Morgan didn't say that. You can't assume things. You have to say them on your turns.
Well, okay, but like this thing is trying to help her not fall.
Aria's gone, guys.
So
I'm sorry. I'm
it's
sorry.
not-
I can't do it.
Wow.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Way.
We're in crunch time, guys. You did get my spiel because we didn't get past this encounter, but this is crunch time, and Aria disappears into the darkness.
Aria is doing the only smart thing she can think of and pulling out the rope from her backpack, tying it around her wrist, and trying to throw it upwards as she's falling down to see if the Pseudodragon can catch it and be like, "Help! Help!"
So yeah, you're lassoing things, and you just fall and never hit bottom. No matter how far the Pseudodragon flies, it never finds a bottom. And again, also, there's nothing holding these platforms up at all. They're just floating.
After a few minutes, I just get back into a sitting back position, just
Oculith
pull out the
retrieves...
glowing dagger, just be like, can I see anything?
Oculith retrieves his short bow and then does come and apologize to you all, and he says, "I'm sorry, your friend, she went over the edge."
We'll get her back.
He just kind of looks at you, kind of confused, like maybe you're in shock.
Nope, I don't know how it's gonna happen, but we're gonna get her back. Don't fucking worry about it.
Oh.
You see Niall kind of nods with a smile on his face, but the rest of them are kind of like they're giving each other sidelong glances, and none of them want to address it, so they just move to the end of the platform.
I just thought of something that I should have thought of 5 minutes ago.
What'd you think of?
Tomve is within 60 feet of Aria. Tomve has a flask that can suck up someone not from this plane.
Very true.
I hate myself.
Very
So
true.
much. Fuck me. Oh my. Well, that character lived long.
So
they regroup. You
quickly.
see that there's a pathway leading off in this direction. Do you want to check anything else out in this area?
Rev's just gonna kind of take her helmet off though, and like say a little prayer there, kneel for the fallen.
Remi might ask Niall to pray with her as well to his
pray.
god for the safety of Aria.
Sure.
Can you pause for just 1 second?
Yeah. Oh, crazy enough, Niall has a channel divinity feature called Transport Odge that... It doesn't.
Someone's taking pour one out for the homies. Just kneel on the helmet and pray. She got like fondles that like crystal necklace that she has.
Your Pseudodragon comes back to you, Remi, and wraps itself around your neck and telepathically communicating with you, and it says, I'm sorry I couldn't catch her.
He's dead, Jim.
We'll kind of scratch it under the chin. You did your best.
It just kind of clicks. You see Eno come over and inspect another statue for a little while, and then he'll come to the he'll come to the
I knew it.
summoning circle and just kind of look it over.
I'm gonna look it over too. I mean, does it
Wait,
say?
did you take a
basically
shot?
what we've done?
Oh! Hold on.
Does it say basically what fire elemental?
Roll
summoning,
an
whatever.
Arcana check.
Hold on, Weech. Hold that thought.
This is a shot of morning.
That's either a 5 or a 6. I mean, that's...
You're unsure. It is in primordial, but you can't quite grasp the summoning ritual.
Just gonna, even though it doesn't look used, you know what I mean? Or something like it can be reused?
No, so what you do notice now is the blood that was painted is gone. Like, it seems to have been consumed either by the flames or by the ritual itself. So there is missing information there. There is stuff carved in the marble that's still around that you could kind of get an idea of, but it is incomplete as far as what's drawn there.
I actually more would have like just fuck with it so it can't be used again.
Yeah, you could scratch out some more of the runes.
Before she does that, Remi would like to kind of imitate it in her spellbook.
Okay.
Or not her spellbook, in her journal, whatever the fuck she's writing shit
Yeah,
in.
roll a... do you speak...
the same for the other one.
Do you speak Primordial?
No, I don't know that she necessarily wants to know exactly what it means. She would just kind of try to imitate all the images and everything.
Okay, so you copy it down, and you copy down the other one that is still fairly complete as well.
Yeah.
Just roll a Arcana check twice for me.
Remi or Reb?
Remi.
14 plus 2, so a 16, and a 18, 19.
16, you said?
16 and a 19.
Nice.
Okay. You see Nile goes into a prayer of healing to hand some healing out. I believe that takes about 10 minutes. But his intent is to... their intent is to continue moving, though, after that 10 minutes. So this is happening, like, basically during these inspections.
Okay.
I mean, he does not intend to take a short rest unless you guys want to. Again, you don't know if there is a time crunch going on here.
The only time crunch I can think of off the top of my head is at the bare minimum, keeping track of how much time is left on the hour with our warlock buddy.
Oh, the deathlock. I was like, what about me? I don't have just an hour.
With the hour? It has an hour out? Okay.
It has an hour from when it's brought
So
out,
it's been no more than, like 50-ish minutes at this point, because the fight itself wasn't that long.
55-0 or 15?
It's been like... it's been no more than... I'm sorry, I said that wrong. You have like roughly 50 minutes left on that timer.
Okay. Misunderstood.
No, I think I said it wrong. I
heard what you heard, Odd, yeah.
Okay.
Surrender, Ruby.
That was a series of no good, very bad rolls.
Weeds, roll better.
Fish, I'm trying. God, I probably should have let the fucking zombie kill me.
Two people
just die of starvation.
2 people can have 14 hit points.
Remi definitely needs some hit points, and she doesn't really want to waste any healing on herself.
So you get 14 hit points from his prayer.
Aria will gladly take 14 hit points.
Unfortunately, you're out of range. Anybody else? Clint, Reb?
Reb is good into... she has 10 hit points, even.
So, Clint, if you... Yeah, you can take it, because nobody else is going to use it. Unless Elise is taking damage.
Elise is taking, like, 10 hit points. She's...
So you have 14 hit points you could give to either Elise or Clint.
You can't split that 15?
No, it's just one creature.
Just give it to Elise, because Clint has 105 hit points left.
Elise is only missing 10 at a max.
Yeah, but Clint has 110.
Alright,
yeah,
Elise
5
take
at a
it.
max.
Does Elise get 10 hit points on this, or just 14?
Just 14, and then if you only need 10, you only get 10.
Okay.
And we will end there for tonight.